Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right, Sam, we're going to get into it. Yeah, I have a sister with that name. I have a sister, Samantha, and I call her Sammy. And, you little kids, you do the nicknames all the time. But yeah, so I have a sister, Samantha. So, all right, let's see what's going on for Blue Jay. For the year ahead. Whoa, 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 these want to come through. Wow, 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 okay. So what's coming through for the middle cards is we've got the Fool card, a new start, a brand new start, taking a leap of faith after comparison, conflict, and competition. This is coming through as way competitive. Now, sometimes I compare this card to all of those that would have be at a pinata, and they're all fighting for a pinata, but they don't know that they're swinging at a beehive. We don't always know when we're competing and pairing how much damage that we could do. And so we got to be careful that we're swinging the right thing and people are paying attention. Usually this is shown, and this is a pretty standard reflection of it, but it's often shown with these 5 young people fighting, and they don't even know what they're fighting for. They don't even know what they're fighting about. They aren't paying attention. It's mock battle is what's going on. The Fool. This is what's going to be challenging to you, the comparison game. I'm going to flip this down so we can see what's going on for the year ahead. Here we go. Hopefully you can see that pretty good. Woo, that's really low. Okay, guys, I'm not going to be reading the phone right now because I want her to be able to see her cards. So just give me a second and we're going to see. Same deck, second deck, right? Okay, and then we'll clarify with this one. Okay, this one seems like... Do I have a green one in here? Or is that just the edge of the card? I want to make sure I've got all the cards. Yeah, hang on 1 second, sweetie. I edge my cards on purpose this way. Haha, see, green on the edge. That goes there. All right, let's see what we got here. And my shuffling might be a little lame because my fingernails and I in the kitchen doing dishes and crashing the sink didn't get along. So, okay. For Sam to your head, and we're going to start in September. Let's see what's going on. Woo. Wow, September's coming in hot. There's 3 of them on September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Sam, this is coming in real hot. Sometimes this will come in and I'll like do a few cards and then stop. And this is like, don't interrupt the flow. Don't interrupt the flow. Once you get going, it's like full steam ahead. There has been a refusal, and this is coming in a little bit of residual of August of 2025, a refusal to see the gift. Rejection of a gift that's being offered. This is like it's more than just don't look a gift horse in the mouth, that kind of thing. It's a stubbornness on your part has gotten in your way, and it feels like it got in your way through the end of August and also through a little bit of the beginning of September. Feels like it's about time to pivot. Enough navel gazing, enough meditating, pondering, thinking. Enough of this. Time to pivot, look, and take the gift that's being offered. Hermit's in here. This is the card of September 9, the Hermit. This is the dark night of the soul, holding the light in the lantern. So not only can you see what's going and you can go forward, but you can help guide for others. There is something important in how you're operating. Your MO has shifted from pouting or sitting still to doing something a little bit different and taking a real look. Examining something closely within yourself, whether it's shadow work or just the dark night of the soul. You are doing some difficult things in September and you're getting your wish. So you sat for a long time here. You sat for all you needed to. Then you see the gift. Then you hold the lantern and you're ready to go. And the wish is coming in. This is what's happening. September is pivotal for you. We got October coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. This is like the momentum that you're starting is going to go further and further and further. And what we're seeing down here, let me flip it so you can see. Hopefully you can see right here. These ones. We're seeing Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords. This is honoring your integrity and charging forward with the truth in a huge, huge way. Don't be reckless, but honor yourself and what you need to do to go forward. This is the Knight of Swords. Charging into battle. Ready for what the world is going to throw at you, so to speak. And that's a little bit of a rough one, but that's what's coming through. Ready for what the world is going to throw at you. It's kind of like when you get the Strength card and it's like, but I don't want to be strong. Yeah, it's coming in. That's what we've got. Oh my gosh, Knight of Cups. This is coming up. In balance with the emotions is the thought. In balance with the emotions is the thought. You are learning how to chase after the grail for yourself, how to hold that cup for yourself, learning where and when to battle, and it doesn't need to be all the time. The Wheel of Fortune is changing this for you in November. Now, we've got September coming in really strong. We know this pivots in October. October just feels like karmic return. Yes. Okay, I would say that I would say that it's a rebalancing, a recalibration, a rebalancing of the scales of justice, so to speak. Yeah. It doesn't feel like a reclaiming. It feels like a rebalancing, a recalibrating is the word that I keep getting. See what else is going in October, November for you. Huh! Big Ace of Cups. Yes, you are after the Grail. This is new. This is the heart is open to something big. Now, some people would say this bodes really well for romance because it is the Ace of Cups. That may be part of it. It's not all there is to it. There's a spiritual flow and growth that's coming through here. Yeah, this morning before I was on the live, I was doing some meditation work and things like that. So before I did that, I was getting things and messages of sweet surrender, sweet surrender. There is something that has happened with this recent big moon, corn moon, lunar eclipse, all that there is a sweet surrender and the shift has happened. And it feels like for you, that totally applies. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Letting go of this. What are you surrendering? This. The thoughts, the anxiety, the worry. It doesn't mean that you're going to be totally able to just shift gears like the snap of your fingers. But it does mean that you are shifting and you understand when you're in your head too much. You understand when things are battling. You understand when you're spinning your wheels, where in the past you would have just spun your wheels and been frustrated. You understand your own role in creating the mental havoc. You know how to get off the roller coaster. You know how to set it back. Okay, now we're going to December. Here we are in December. This is the card of greed, of miserliness, of self-protection. Now, December is usually when we're generous and giving gifts and blah, 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 all that good Christmas stuff, all that energy. But right now, it's asking for you to take a look at what it is that you're holding on to too tight. You've had to pivot before. You're going to get the same lesson that you got blasted in September here in a different way. And it's about resources and it's about time coming through here. What else in December? If you want marking out time in a good way, or if you find people taking chunks of your time and you end up feeling like you frittered your day away, you haven't frittered your day away. You haven't lost anything, but you need to be very clear about where it is that you're going to say yes and when you're going to say yes and no and how your time is going to be spent. That's a huge thing for you. What else? Going between December and January, if you please. There we go. Push that back because it was crowding my space a little bit. We'll see. Haha, work. Card of Mastery and Apprenticeship. It's coming between December and January. Now, January, you have the 6 of coins, but December, you have the 4. What you're learning to do is let your time work for you even more than it has before. And this is the card of Mastery and Apprenticeship. I sometimes call it the card of the doctor, the intern, the doctor that way, because he's the one that's done all of his studying at medical school and then he goes into practice it. It's a card that is honoring craftsmanship, honoring the study of the skill until it becomes second nature. Then the generosity and giving hits in January. I'm really getting that in December, you're learning to guard your time in a way that you haven't done in traditionally, is what I'm getting. I wouldn't even say in recent years, I would say traditionally. If you've been one that spreads yourself too thin over the holiday season, November through December in the past, and you're trying to accommodate lots of people, this year you're doing it different. This year you're taking care of yourself first. You're not overextending your energy, your resources, anything. You're figuring out what you need to do to be protective of self, to guard the time in a way that makes good sense for you, that isn't stingy, but still keeps you protected and honors and respects your resources, time and money, both resources that are coming through really, really strongly. Honoring the tangibles and also a little bit honoring the environment around you. Specifically, I'm getting a reference to kitchen energy. Why am I getting kitchen energy? Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm getting the reference to the old Rice Krispies commercial. If you're of a certain age, you know the commercial where the woman goes into the kitchen, she makes the Rice Krispies treat and she throws flour all over her face, comes out and acts like she's worked so hard, right? And it's trying to emphasize how simple it is to make the Rice Krispies treats. But it feels like the kitchen energy is you've worked really, really hard. You don't have to overwork it. The other image I'm getting coming through is, when you're kneading bread dough and you're pushing it out and pushing it out and you're kneading the bread dough and flipping it and pushing it and pushing it. If you go past a certain point, there's a point where it's kind of shiny on the edge of the bread dough, right? And it's no longer sticky. It's shiny. But if you keep working it and keep working it gets really, really tough. You've overworked, overprocessed. You're learning this kitchen energy all through the holidays and all through January. You're learning the right amount of push-pull as we need the bread dough, push, pull, to use the resources correctly and to say, whoa, when the time is up that you're not going to be doing that. That's what's coming through. By January, you have resources to share and to spare. You're receiving because you've learned to give and take in a better way. That's what I'm getting. Now, February, we've got the moon card coming up. I want a little bit of clarification on that. We're going to take a look at that. What's going on for you for February? Because you've got all of these gifts. Again, competing energies, competing resources, and this wants to come through here. We're going to be feeling this a little bit more and more through here. So let's see what's going on with this. Oh, okay. All right. These two want to come out. Okay. It's having pie in the sky something, pie in the sky thinking, smoke and mirrors, kind of in the opium haze, kind of dazed and confused thinking about something that you thought you'd moved on from. It is over. It needs to be moved on from. There's a little bit of confusion about it, a little bit of batshit, a little bit of longing. It feels like February and Valentine's Day might be hitting a little bit tricky, a little bit hard. But you know what's going on. Trust your intuition on this. Don't be pie in the sky. When this comes through and it's confusing you, it's just an echo of a lesson. You don't have to compete or compare with anyone. The Fool here, you are learning to take the leap of faith all year long. So trust in your own instincts. Trust in what's going on. Trust in that you've got the ability to figure out the situation even if you don't know what's going to come up against you. I'm going to that again. It comes in strong. You have the ability to figure out what's going on, even if you don't know what's coming up against you. And in February, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel it strongly and profoundly, and it's going to be a little confusing. It's going to sting a little bit. You're going to be like, all right, what's going on with this? It does feel like a little bit of a spiritual testing. A little bit of spiritual testing going on there. Anything else in February? The victory is there. You identify what it is that you wanted to move on from. You pay attention. Victory's right there. You identify what it is you want to move on from. You move on from it. You let it go. You choose. Instead of just thinking you can have everything, you choose and you move forward. Now here in March, what you're seeing come through is this Two of Cups, this perfect pairing. This is a beautiful card. Now here it's shown very, very wedding-esque, but it also can be soulmates or kindred spirits or even business partners sometimes. This is actually a symbol of business, not of healing. When you see the double snakes on the staff, not just the one, they're different. It feels like coming together perfectly, just perfectly. This is in March, so don't let February or Valentine's or anything get in your head and create all this confusion. You don't need it. You don't need the confusion to last. What you need is clarity about what it is you want in the grail that you want, the cup that you want, what you're going to honor, what you're going to be committed to, what you're going to partner with, and what you're going to go forward with. And this feels like that's totally coming up for you in March. I know the whole world in the greeting card industry thinks, oh, it's got to be February. It's not February for you. It feels like this kind of energy where the partnering is just right. And I mean just right. That's March. Okay, April. April, things are speeding up big time for you. April is big, big, big. What is this energy? Things aligning, getting all the ducks in a row, go, 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 go. We got March into April coming through here. You're going to be more mushy focused in March, but in April, May, this is feeling like where the shift is. Those cards feel like they need to be filled in through here, coming through here, right to the Fool. What are we seeing here? Leading right to the Fool through here. We've got April, May, June. April, May, it's between April and May right here that we need to see. Wow, okay, you're getting ready to rebalance, recalibrate something. Now, you'll see this in June. You're getting a little pre-ja-vu of it. You're getting the energy to leave some kind of thing behind as far as the battlefield. The nanny boo-ha, the bullshit of comparison. This feels like this compete and compare is outgrown and done. Like, turn the card face down now. The Fool is here. The Fool is marching forward strongly. Huge strong. This is what we're seeing here, right? We got this. You leave the battlefield. You weigh things. You figure out your balance. Even though it's a struggle to juggle, you're not going to be playing the game of competition or comparison anymore. You figured it out, and you figured out how you can move forward. And then here we have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands wants to charge forward strongly. Page of Swords coming in June. This is after witnessing and observing things. This wants to charge forward. You need to rein it in just a little bit before you take action to move forward. This is what's going on. Everything else is lining up. I want you to really, when it comes to this time, and you might not remember this, but try. Remember the ducks in a row for this. You're seeing all of these arrows lined up, or if we saw a row of archers and they all pull back and it's just, they're all falling in, right? They're all organized and in line. This is what's happening at that point. All the ducks are in a row. And when you see ducks and little duck mommies and their little whack, 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 and all of the little ones are in a row, remember that is cosmic alignment. Those ducks know how to imprint on the mom, follow the mom, go forward, do what they need to do. The universe knows what it's doing for you. Trust it. Trust that it's all going to get lined up. And when you see those ducks in a row, that's a confirmation for you. You're going to see it frequently. You're going to see it frequently. And I know that there's certain seasons where, you know, usually in spring, all the animals are coming, blah, blah, blah. We're going into fall. You're going to see ducks anyway. I don't know if you're going to see it on TV or what, but you're going to see ducks. It's going to be, wah, wah. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, ducks are signifying things all in order for you, and luck is aligning for you. Don't know what that's about, but that's what it is. That's what's come through. Okay, now we're going on. We've got through April, May. This one is about witnessing and observing something, but not being harsh in your communication, not being difficult in your communication, wanting to go faster than you can go. This Knight with the horse here is coming in kind of to help the momentum forward. This one sometimes gets a little envious, a little bit gossipy, snipe and gripe, that kind of thing can come in there. I'm not too worried about it because of the cards that I saw in the in-between there. Now, June. You're balancing. We saw this here. When we see things in duplicate, especially in my readings, that is the universe sending you a billboard. This is balancing, balancing, balancing. So if you're balancing money and resources, you might be budgeting, okay, how much for gas? How much for groceries? How much do I have to fiddle around with? What do I need to, what's the needs versus the wants? What's the must-haves, must-dos, and the want-tos? Those are what's coming in. And it is like finding a new center of gravity here. A new balance. Something new is being brought in June for you, and it's coming through June, July energy. This, I don't always get this on this card, but there is the stork here, or the crane, bringing new things. It's coming in like ship, Lenormand, and it's also coming in like stork energy, crane energy. This is something that's been a long time coming. Your stride has been lengthened. How you walk has changed. Your MO has changed. The leap of faith has required you to stretch out of your comfort zone to grow. Yes. Something new is coming, and it's a big gift. And it feels like, you know, when we used to see, again, of a certain age, you might have used to see the commercials where the stork is there and he's bringing like the baby or bringing the gift to the couple, that kind of thing. It feels like that kind of thing. New project, new gifts, new rewards being brought forward. Justice and this karmic rebalancing coming in again. This rebalancing of karma for you is huge. And it isn't the scales just instantly balanced and they're automatically equal. Boom, 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 boom. It's a balancing. It's never exactly balanced, but it is, it is right here. Right here, we've got June, July. There is definitely the balance coming in. August is coming in here with the Leo strength and fortitude tomorrow. Next year's 8-8 is huge for you. This Leo and fiery energy is going to carry you through. Where you start in September, you return to with more strength and more fortitude is what I'm getting. More fortitude coming through. With strength and justice, those cards, you'll see them in different decks as the 8 and the 11. They swap them up. They're force and fortitude. One is strength where you're pushing too hard and you can't force your way into it. And that's what you have learned. And fortitude is this ability to do something over and over time, this fortitude. It's having a strong interior of things. Now, the strength here is about following the quantum nudge, about saying to the lion, hey, let's go, and the lion follows you gently. Often we'll see this card, and it's the lady and the lion, and they aren't quite so focused on the lion's head. What they show is the lion following the lady. Now, what else is going on in August for you? Ha! Celebration. Love it, love it. Yes, huge celebration coming in. This is where people are lifting a glass, raising a glass to you. You know how well you've done. You know how well you've done. Very, very interesting on this. With all of this coming through here, all of this. This is celebration. You've had grails scattered through interesting bits of coins prevalently. It's the emotions and the resources balancing over and over again in this read. Over and over and over again. That's what's going on. Really trust the divine on this. What you're going to see in this year is through the fall season and through winter, you're shifting. Things are coming into a space where your decision that you made this August is helping you. You finally surrender. You finally go forward. In September, you're like, okay, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with the flow, see what happens. By December, you're guarding yourself, protecting your resources, learning how to recalibrate a little bit differently. And then it just keeps going, and getting more and more momentum. Romance, I would say, probably is going to hit pretty good in March. April and May, we talked about that pretty good, where you're going forward, you're off the battlefield, you're going forward. June, you're rebalancing. And there is something about your core strength, and I'm not one to talk about that. It's not like a yoga thing, but the core strength of your spirit, the essential core there, has been developed, strengthened, and this new center of gravity you've got here is huge. Anything else? It feels like it's a delay, but it's been a willing sacrifice. The willingness to see it from a different perspective is what changes everything for you. That's complete. That's complete. That's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. That's what I got for you, honey. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful read. You're fiercer than you realize in such a good way. You're stronger than you realize. And I don't love the strength card because then you always get a reason to be strong and to be tested. But it feels like that culminates, develops, layers, deepens throughout all of that. You are so welcome, Sam. You are so welcome. All right, Tina for a year ahead. Let me get a little bit of water and then we will take a look and see what's going on with that. 1 second. Tina, we are going to go into the Steampunk Tarot for your year ahead. All right. And it's one of my favorites. It's, well, I don't know if you can see. It's over here. So we're going to grab it. It's this one. This one is one of my favorites. It's a good workhorse of a tarot. It really is. So we've got 3 of them. We might end up using all 3. We'll use what needs to be used. Typically in these, you're using 2 or 3 decks for the year ahead, just because I like seeing the contrast and the repeats if they come through. So for Tina for the year ahead, let's see what's going on. I want these ones for the first to start out. Okay. And I'm going to flip the camera down so we can see what's going on for Tina for the year ahead. Steampunk Tarot. Barbara Moore did the guidebook on this, and she did a really great job of it. I really like this deck a lot. Steampunk Tarot, Tina. Wow. Not usually do I see 4 in the center, but this is what you've got. You have the 4 of Swords. It's time to rest. It's time to retreat. This honoring the self-care is the huge, huge theme type anthem. This changing your mind, your perspective, and delaying on this. The willing sacrifice of time for self is necessary. Huge, huge. The 5 of Wands, we talked a lot in the 6 of Swords. You're getting out of a difficult situation, and you're going to need to find your way carefully out. It's like carefully walking through a briar patch. It's like carefully walking through a bunch of brambles and you've accidentally stepped into a bunch of thorns or a thorn bush. And you realize, okay, I need to be a little more careful or I'm going to be tangled up in this nonsense. You're looking at it more carefully and you have to extricate yourself carefully this year from whatever it is that is brambles to the heart. And that's what I'm getting as brambles to the heart. And I'm seeing, I don't know if they call them cockleburs or what, but they're like these little tiny spiky things. I don't know if thistle produces them. A certain plant produces them. And it's almost like if you walk through that, then they get all in your pants, on your pant legs, and you have to like pick them off, pick them off, pick them off, pick them off. It's tedious. And it's spiky and irritating, but it feels like that's what you're navigating. Let's take a look at this and see why it's so important for you to come back to yourself, return to yourself, self-care over and over. The willing sacrifice. Who have you been sacrificing for this whole time? Cockleburs. Thank you, Kim. I know it's like a crazy, crazy thing, but that's what it is. It's cockleburs. Can you make room in your mind to think that it is worth your time and worthy of you to do things for yourself first and foremost rather than doing for others first and foremost? Can you start learning to walk that path a little bit differently? This is what's coming up for you, honey. Let's see what's going on in September and we'll go all the way around. One more shuffle on these. Now, this is the same deck that I used in the middle, and usually I switch those up, but I'm not going to this time. It feels like this is what needs to be done, so okay. September, October, November, December. December feels like it wants one more. December. Tough December. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay. All right, I'm going to flip this down so you can see what's going on. All right. This is what's going on, and this is usually more in the middle than we typically have. September, something has come to an end. A certain situation you know has come to an end, and it feels like you need to extricate yourself, get out of the situation, change the environment around you a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. It's not a quick change. No, it's something that takes a little bit of time to do. But there is a completion, an advancement, a leveling up that has happened. Cannot be denied. Look, victory card wanted to come out there. Cannot be denied. There is victory in how you're moving forward. It's a painful victory. It's bittersweet. What we've got in December is the Empress and the Three of Swords. There's something bittersweet, a painful truth. Now, right here we have the Ten of Swords in October. This is when you know you have to move on, and more than just moving on, you have to move differently. I love this rendition of the Ten of Swords. It's a little bit brutal, but it's brilliant. What it's showing is this shadow aspect of self, the ego self that is needing to move on from. The pains of the past, the painful knowings, and how the death of ego is what helps you move forward. This is beautiful, beautiful, but tough, difficult energy. You're going to move on in October. It's like your heart will change about a certain situation, about this cycle of completion you had in September, then the victory, then moving forward. It really is like there has been some sort of release. Look for this to happen a little bit towards, I think the next eclipse, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, help me out with this, but it seems like the solar eclipse is on the 21st, but the 21st of September feels like a good enough marker. It may not be exactly that date. We're getting more the 23rd, but right around there is what's coming on where this victory feels like, yeah, you've got it, and you're going to find you're going to create a plan to navigate this, even though it's going to be tedious and cumbersome to navigate, pulling the cockleburs out, doing things one at a time. It's coming through in a good way. It feels like it's difficult, painful, but there will be reprieve and relief. This is October, November, sitting pretty. Now, November, when you're sitting pretty here, November, you're in your own garden checking on things, but this is the woman of independence. She sends the hawk or the falcon out to check on things. It's like sending spirit out to check on things. There is a certain level of calibration that is coming up, the certain level of requirement that is coming up for you. I'm getting rote, R-O-T-E, like when we learn our times tables or things by rote, is by memorization. You are doing what needs to be done in the daily grind, and it must be done. Your spirit would like to move faster than what your daily life can catch up to change. But this is what's going on, and this is huge, 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 huge for you. What else is going on in November with the Nine of Pentacles? You are the one that's setting up your own independence. Even though it's painful to move forward, it is what you're doing. Temperance. I love this. Now, recently, and I'm talking the last 6 months, the Tower and the Temperance have been shifting out for people. Some people have gone through a Tower, and then they get to the Temperance card. Now, sequentially, by tarot, the Temperance comes first. But for a lot of folks, the Tower has to kick in first. Everything happens. The rubble gets kicked down, and it's like, like the Nine of Swords is the dark night of the soul, the epiphany, the aha, the waking up, the rude awakening. And the 10 is like it's all over and done. It's after the lightning has struck, right? This is how you're moving on. You're tempering things. You're moving in a more gentle way. You're balancing. It's not an all or nothing. The extreme all or nothing thinking is something that you are learning to overcome and leave in the past. It feels like relationships are changing. The very nature of what was the structural day-to-day relationship in your world is changing. Whether it's just the nature of those relationships or whether you're getting rid of some of them and moving forward. It feels very much like moving forward at the right time in a strategic manner. You're getting clever. You're like really, really sharp and skilled and very, very wanting to see how this is going to play out. Yana's here. Yana is one of my guides, and she's very pushy. She almost always comes from over here, which my other guides come from here. Yeah, sharp-eyed and shrewd is what I'm getting. It's very like the eagle. You stay there. Okay. All right. What she's giving me. She's very like the eagle. I want my cords. Okay. Sorry. I'm talking to invisible Yana here, but she sometimes gets so pushy, but I want my cords for a minute. I want my voice for a minute. This is something where you are getting very, very sharp-eyed, cleared, and strategic about what you need to do and what you want to create going forward. And it's not what you've stepped through in the past. You've had to go through the cockleburs and whatever this is, but it's not what you've stepped through in the past. It's not this harshness and this competition and this stupid shit. You're done with this. You're moving into this. This has been the challenge. You're moving into this. And December feels like when you're moving through. Oh, yeah, she's moving through in December. Big gift. Big gift for her. Big gift under the tree. Unwrap and unwrap. She think a gift not there. She think a gift not there. Ha! She's a gift. She's a gift. She knows she's a gift. It take a little while for her to understand. But Christmas with nothing under the tree is no problem if you have the right tree. If you sit under the tree with the right person, Christmas under the tree is yaha, yabdaba. Okay. Okay, guys. What I'm getting here is when you understand how to honor yourself and take care of yourself in the great way, what's going on is you recognize that you are the gift. You are the present. You are the thing that makes all the difference in the world. December, we're seeing the Empress and the Three of Swords. This is the bittersweet truth, the betrayal, whether it's a self-betrayal or from someone close, because strangers don't betray us. It's usually those close to us or us allowing things to be a certain way before we feel like that betrayal has come through. And then the Empress, understanding that she is the queen of all queens, that she's the one that knows what's going on. She'll receive what she receives. She demand what she demands. She know what she needs. Okay, I've told you guys this before, where the pregnant woman knows she needs a pickle or a sandwich or whatever it is, and she's not going to be dissuaded from getting what she needs. This is what's going on. She know who. This is saying whatever this is about, you know what this betrayal is about, who it's about, what's going on. You know where you settled for too little. You know this in December. You know this, and you steer clear of it and steer free of it. You become free of it in December. It is a painful fall-winter season in many ways with the cockleburrs and with understanding this betrayal and understanding how you want to move forward. It is, there's just no sugarcoating it. Okay. She says, pain won't kill you. And she says, pain won't kill you. Pain won't kill you. That asshole will. There's somebody that she's not really loving whatever it is. When somebody's an asshole towards you and you put up with their shit for a little too long, that's what she's referencing. Okay, we're going to go through into January now. Let me bring this down for the card so you can see again. Okay, so here we are in December. We're going into January and Judgment. Oh, I love this. I didn't even realize. This is the To Thine Own Self Be True card, Judgment card. It is when you answer the call of your higher self, dance to your own drum. This is when resurrection and restoration comes. Wholeness comes again. It's more than just a completion of a cycle. It's a completion of the spirit and the soul. At oneness, the atonement, at one of self and spirit, higher guides and self coming through in such a strong, strong way. Keys being given. The Hierophant is coming in a big way. Hierophant meets the High Priestess. Oh my gosh, just give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I gotta see what's going on. Okay. The Hierophant has just invited the High Priestess to dance. Just let me watch for a minute and I'll try and... Yes. It's very courtly. It's very gentle. The Hierophant has invited the High Priestess to dance. The established wisdom of the past, the person who has the keys, that wants to share them, has invited the High Priestess, the one who has the inner knowing, out to dance, to come together, to work together. This is something, your spiritual learning that you have accumulated through life from the external has now been processed, alchemized into something where the internal lessons can come through more strongly for you. Yes, that's correct. Okay, all right, let's see what else is going on. Wow. Okay, we're going to go January to February now. Sorry, guys. I got rerouted, and I get rerouted, and I follow the nudge. You guys know this about me. You know this is how I operate. Oh, look at that. Holy shit. Okay, this is what, look. Right here. Look, this is what's getting alchemized. These two, with what happens between January and February, these two. So the being, make sure I've got the right ones. The being an option, being in competition, being compared, that game is fucking done. It is over. You are not competing with no one. You are one of one. You understand your value. You understand your worth. The competition is done. Why? Because you learn to honor your heart and take care of yourself more and more and more. The time has come. The time has come. This is something that it takes a little bit of time to work through. Between January and February, this is huge. This is where you really, oops, sorry, this one's upside down. Better when they're like that. This is when you really have learned. To thine own self be true, you've learned. You've taken enough time to get bits of time, bits of repair and rest for self, that has led to restoration of your spirit, that has led to more fullness, more wholeness in your spirit. You've allowed yourself the time to delay, gotten yourself out of the rough, difficult situation, seen from the different perspective, and you're moving through it. Oh my gosh. I love when the cards get repeats. That is like neon from the universe, like beep, beep, flash, flash. That's what's going on. Page of Wands comes up in February. Page of Wands wants to explore, wants to see, and this Page of Wands has a different scope. The scope is important. It's dialing in the lens and seeing it differently. It's getting down now. Getting down now. February, you understand what the sacrifice has been, what all the reasons, maybe not, but that you need to move forward. Yes, you understand this. This is huge. And you're going to be communicating differently, putting new ideas and excitement out there, new energy out there. Huge, huge excitement because you see it differently. You've got a different lens and you can see something more clearly than you saw before. March. Okay, March. Sneaky Pete's in the house. Sneaky Pete is the cover your ass card. Sneaky Pete is the one that says, hey, look again, and then leave what it is behind. Now, typically you've seen this card and it'll show the thief taking all the swords like, hey, I'm going away. And he's taking all the swords and carrying them away from the battlefield, right? Totally taking away from the battlefield to live to fight another day. He's taking all the swords and leaving 2 behind usually. And what happens is the guys in the campground are really small in the card and people overlook. They're sitting there, but they're not in light. They're not in focus of where the camera is. The picture that we focus on is Sneaky Pete, the thief. He's stealing something, but he's also protecting his priorities. He's paid the price long enough. He needs to take what he can that is important to him and move forward. This is huge for you. Anything else on this coming forward? Let's see. Setting something up. Now this is March. Typically there'll be a timestamp on this one that is March. This is usually spring synchronicity. If you can be brave enough to leave the choppy waters and make your plan, that by March things really come into this new moment, a watershed moment, a threshold that you cross. This is synchronicity. This is usually weddings, births, graduations, celebrations outside of the tradition. Again, the Hierophant dances with the High Priestess. Outside of the tradition. This is something you're doing where synchronicity starts to line up and reestablish a new platform, a new way of moving through this. And we usually see people dancing through this. They're setting this up and it's this new threshold. Think of it like a doorway type of energy. This is what's going on in March. Now in April we get the Sun. This is the happiest card in the deck. I love this. Love, love, love this for you. In April, when we get the Sun, everything is illuminated. So the questions or what it is that you thought you needed to know, there's going to be more and more answers for you about why you've needed to tread this course and more reward. There's going to be great joy for you. It feels like this part, you're slogging through September, October, November, and December, there's a big, big shift, right? You understand who you are and who you need to be. But it feels like now, here, April, you really understand it and have more clarity on the situation. More clarity as to your own purpose and why maybe it didn't align with what it was like in this moment, in recent September. It feels like the realignment of soul and self isn't because there needs to be a blame or somebody failed or fucked up or did something wrong. It's just not even that. It's just a realignment. Sometimes when we grow, whether it's family relationships or whether it's personal relationships or even work, sometimes we outgrow a place and space and we're reluctant to leave, reluctant to move beyond that and to step into our own bigger self. But this is clearly what has happened. This is clearly what is happening for you and that you are working your way through. By April, it's absolutely clear that's what's going on. Anything else? Yeah. You're going to keep calm, carry on. This is the King of Cups here. This is the big kahuna. This is the one that knows how to emotionally distance but still be compassionate. That's what's going on in April and in May. The work over and over and over. Learning to do something over and over and over and over. Work is going to be rewarding for you. Huge, huge. It's here and it's here. We've got May and June. Work is huge rewarding for you. And it feels like the reward is more than just the ka-ching dollars. Yeah. You're going to feel purposeful. She's tried big. Okay. Yana is saying that you're, she's showing me, what are they? Stilts. A person on stilts. You stride big. It feels like right here in this space of time, you're as you walk forward, you've gone from taking little step, little step, little step. The steps have been so big, it's like walking on stilts. This is the momentum catching up. This is happening for many of us. It feels like it's happening for you, particularly in work, and you're going to feel more purposeful about what it is you choose to do, how you choose to make the money, spend the time, spend your resources to bring the money in. Yeah, that's what it feels like, and it feels very strong. Letting go of the dead weight. You let go of the dead weight. The dead weight. Take too much. You take too much. Now, in December, we got this, right? And it was right by the Empress. It was too costly to your spirit to participate in whatever it is that betrays the self-betrayals, the self-abandonment, and whatever might be the external betrayal. If somebody just reads this as, they're parenting, betrayal, they're really doing weak sauce on this card because it's bigger and deeper than that. It's coming in a huge way. And right here, the gift is understanding the betrayal is not for so much for you, it's for him. For him to know, get rid of that way, get rid of that way. Yana, something it is as if you've been carrying an extra burden that somebody else is now to handle on their own. You've helped them and assisted them in the ways that you can, and it's time to let that go, let it go, let it go. You're going to have more reward because of it, because of what you've done on this. Anything else? Ha ha! Woo! High Priestess. She comes in. I love this rendition of High Priestess. She's dealing the cards. She's got the crystal ball. This is really, this is when your High Priestess year really kicks in. Now, how I saw it in my mind's eye, and sometimes the invisible cards are the ones that come through like the Hierophant and the High Priestess dancing around January and in between January, February, dancing and doing this shift of energy, this shift of understanding of where the spiritual wisdom and truth is coming for you. This is the opening of a whole new season for you. It feels like in June, as this is happening, the High Priestess year enters. When you get a High Priestess year or a layering on of the High Priestess year, it's usually more like a year and a half. It's challenging. It's deep level spiritual inner soul work. And this is becoming new. It's a new layering of the High Priestess energy coming through for you in such a big way. It's really quite beautiful. It's not that you haven't done spiritual work before. No, it deepens. It layers. The understanding is more there. It's more cemented in for you, and I don't know why that is, but that's what it feels like. Okay, July, Knight of Pentacles coming through. July Knight of Pentacles is huge. This is somebody coming through and he is prepared. This is sometimes considered the mercenary. This is the emissary. This is the one that the Queen of Coins sends out, and the Queen of Coins is closest to the Empress. The Empress is even bigger than Queen of Coins. But she sends them out and says, hey, I need you to do blah, 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 blah. It's like if I were to make a honey-do list for my husband and say, I need 15 brilliant things done, they'd all be done. You could count on it. Reliable, solid. It would get done. It needs done, needs to happen, gets done. This one is prepared. And it's slow, but it gets done. It gets handled correctly. This is the guy that takes 3 canteens to cross the desert. It's this guy. It's slow ride guy. Usually you see it, and it's the knight riding the big, strong workhorse, the Clydesdale, that kind of thing. This is what's happening. Slow burn on this summer. Slow burn. Yeah, slow burn. Yeah. What I'm getting is it's like you light a candle and it burns slowly, slowly through the whole summer. This is something that happens. And this High Priestess thing, it's not a dramatic, harsh entry. It's a slow entry into deep, deep, deep space. And this is what's going on for you. Now, in August, we're getting the 3 of Cups. And some people will read this as third party, and that pisses me off. But sometimes you can see why people think that. 3 of Cups is not about that. 3 of Cups is not about third party. It's about lifting a glass, celebrations, being with those who would celebrate you, being celebrated rather than tolerated. This is the lesson of the 3 of Cups. It's lifting a glass and understanding self in a huge way. Anything else she needs to know about next August? Page of Wands. This is coming up again. This is going to echo some of what you felt in February. It'll echo it. Whatever this is, where you're feeling like a longing for love, a longing for this sweetness, just understand the timing has to be the divine timing. And if it's not on our timing, divine timing usually has it better, usually knows it better, usually understands it better. Okay, one more to cross out the year and see what's going on. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, what we have here is the 10 of Pentacles. This is when you have the breakthrough energy. This is legacy. This is inheritance. This is sometimes generational healing. Usually we see the grandpa and the couple in the courtyard with the kids and the little dog playing and all of this. It's the one that has the tree of life on it. It's generational breakthrough, healing, legacy, how you leave your mark. You have shifted how you're doing things, shifted how you're going about things, and it's all about you learning what you want to do to leave your mark in the world and what is signature to you. What is yours? This is what's going on. Also, what's coming is what is yours and what is meant for you cannot be given to someone else, can't be taken from you, and will come to you in divine time. That's what I've got. That feels very complete. That's gorgeous, honey. That's what I've got for you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy on that one. I love that for you. Love it, love it, love it. So that's what I've got. This is the Steampunk Tarot. This is what you're shifting from this strong need for this and this feeling like you have to wait, to this. It's going to be work. Nobody could say it wouldn't be work. And particularly, it's going to be work as you learn about what is self-betrayal and what is shifting for you. That's what's going on. When you shift it and take care of yourself at a deeper, not just better or more often, but at a deeper level, that's what brings clarity for you. That's what's huge for you. Okay, that's complete. Okay, I see Kim saying, hydrate, Angie. I'm going to get some water. I'll put these cards up, and then we will keep on going, but give me just a second, guys. Just a second. All right. That was gorgeous. Holy cow. Gorgeous. You know, there's never a time where things don't come in and I don't feel like, that's awesome. Almost every time after doing reads, even when Yana wants to come in and be a little bit bossy or pushy with me, it still is like so good. And this is the energy where it's difficult work, challenging work, but beautiful, nevertheless. All right, a little bit of water, a little bit more water, then we can continue. Okay. Let me finish this one too. Whew. Okay. Kim, what do we got next? Yeah, I have like 3 little bottles of water here, and sometimes I'll open both of them at the same time. So it's like, okay, down below I have the water. But all right. Okay. Can you pin a comment for... Do we have Krista next? Is that what we've got next? Let's see. Okay, hang on. Okay. No. Do we have Kelly next? Kim, you tell me, and we'll go wherever you direct me to, honey. Okay. Kim, Tamara's saying it should be her. Does that seem like that's right for what you've got going on? Because if it is, then Tamara, love read. Okay. Kim saying Tamara. Tamara, you got it. A love read. Okay. Okay. Tamara, did you pay for a full or a mini? How did you want that done? I'm trying to see on my iPad, but my iPad is sometimes a dope. It sometimes is a little bit behind. Mini. Okay. All right. Okay. 1 second. Get this straightened out. Okay. All right. Tamara, we're going for a mini for a love read for you, and I want to go into the Golden Art Nouveau for you. Now, I do have decks to clarify that are identical to it, so if we need to, we will. I want to lay it out in the style of I call it the Australian 10. It's just laying out the Celtic cross a little bit differently. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Tamara, a love read. What's going on with Tamara? Love read. I'm getting the word inundated. Why am I getting that? All right. One more shuffle on these. It feels like you are very, very busy. Almost overly so. Okay. Pull these so you can see them. Hopefully you can see them all right here. we've got the Knight of Cups crossed by the King of Swords. This is you in the position of now. And this is the challenge card. It's being strategic about something. And this is getting clarity and using it to your advantage. Not to be cold, not to be cruel, but to get a little bit less emotional about things is challenging because you get inspired about something and want a hard charge. This one goes in, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. This is like a great card for one night stands to show up, but this is in the position of you. It's showing you needing to temper your desire, your inspiration, your charge forward type energy. And it's showing that you're tempering it. This is also often a card for me of 3 months, and it feels like that timestamp is about right. It feels like you are learning to clarify what's going on for you in that way. Strategic, strategic, strategic. You're doing it in a different way. Strategic. Anything else on that? Same deck, second deck. I just took the bordered edges off of this. Ha! Yeah, you are learning to do it in a new way. New start with the Fool. You're taking the leap of faith differently. Your MO and your mojo has changed. You know, we see it in the Hollywood type of depiction or in movies where somebody is like a player, lady slayer. He's the one night stand king, that kind of person. And I'm not saying you're that person. I'm saying that energy is around you where you know how to get what you want easy enough. It's not hard, not difficult at all. So it feels like when the player grows up is the energy that's coming through. Player energy here. Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. One night stand person. Boom, boom, boom. In quick, done. Quick, quick, quick. Push, push, push. You want it quick. You want to move forward quick. But this is feeling like you're learning that you can't hurry love. That's what you're learning. It's like you are learning to take a leap of faith, but do it differently. Trust to do it differently. It feels like the energy that you do relationships with is going to change because the way you think has altered. Yeah, and the Claire odds are doing You Can't Hurry Love in such a big way. And it's, I think this is the lyrics are close to this. You might want to look at the lyrics, but it's You Can't Hurry Love, you just have to wait. Love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take. That kind of part. The balancing, the balancing, the balancing. The balancing is what comes in here. The balancing of your energy comes first, and it balances out the relationship energy. Now let's look back down at the cards and see what else is going on for you. Okay. So we've got here in the conscious and subconscious. Conscious, this is the contentment, the understanding, the getting the wish card, all of this coming in. And the subconscious says there's a little bit of delay. The subconscious says that there's a change in the perception and there's a willing sacrifice. It's a willingness to pass up good for great. It's a willingness to let go of what is perfection, but allow yourself to let go of just settling or quick, and allow yourself to have great. Now, I want to see what else is coming in. Your psyche is really trying to help you on this. You have old rigid structures, old rigid thoughts on how to do this. You in the position now, you're the one with all the cards in the deck, believe it or not. You're the one holding all the cards. You're the one that has the power. But the subconscious and what's influencing you is High Priestess energy. There's a little bit hidden mystery about self more than any other. About self. If you wanted to do things in the shallows, you would have no problem doing so. Let me move this little puzzle piece for a minute. If you wanted to play it shallow, it's like if somebody gets a makeover. You can tell the difference when somebody's all dolled up and when they're not. You can tell the difference. You know how to play something with the glossy, shallow, but you know what is the real gritty stuff too. And you're looking for something with grit. You're looking for something that's deeper, something better committed, deeper committed. You will, although you know how to manipulate a situation or a person, or you could use your energy for that, you're not interested in doing that any further. And people think manipulate is a bad word. It is not a bad word. It's what you do in order to get your needs met. And this is something that's a little bit different for you now. There's a wisdom that comes with this High Priestess. There's a wisdom coming through with this. There's a timing. This is strength and unity. Those are the pillars she sits between. Knowing this and knowing the world is in your hand. Now, what else is coming through in the psyche? I wanted to look at that. Let's take a look. I want 3 cards here because you've got the wish filled and a little bit of delay. If you can be patient with yourself instead of rushing, you're going to do well. Gogs is coming in. Gogs is one of my guides, and he's very, very old man, grizzled old man, very druidy, very much. And I'm seeing him coming in. He's usually out in his courtyard and usually chopping wood or smoking his pipe by the fire or whatever, but he's coming in. And he's got a missus. Now, she doesn't usually say much. She's just usually on scene, but he's coming in. He's coming in. Gogs is coming in for the bread. What else is going on? It's putting in the hard work and then coming in at the end of the day. Yeah. Yeah. He's showing me frame by frame. All the wood he's chopped for the fire that will last through the night keeps her warm, and it makes all the hard work worth it. That's what's coming in. This energy of deeper connection, willing to labor or do a deeper thing for the deeper result, and the relationship that is true of the heart, not love's first blush and all the, the Twitter patient and all of the lust, and all of that. That's more young. This is a deeper love. This is old couple energy. Yeah, that's what's coming in. We've got teamwork coming in, the Queen of Wands, that is the fiery and inspired and the transformative energy. Instead of just wanting my way, being territorial, being like the attractive glamour queen that is most like the man and most sensual queen, she's learning something. She's learning to transform something, to use it at a deeper level. Just because you're the pretty one doesn't mean that you can't be the pretty one and the smart one. You don't have to just be the pretty one. You can be the pretty one and the smart one. There is teamwork coming in on this energy. It's why you want to slow it down. You want to slow your roll in a way that's really good for you. This is what's coming in the love energy. And the relationship, the nature of the way you do relationships all around is changing. Yeah, there's a steadiness. Now I'm going to go to my third deck. It's a little teeny tiny deck. And I'm going to go to my third deck on this because the love has been overflowing in the past. You've not been short on it. We've got Justice. We've got the Hermit. Wow. Wow, this feels like just August. August, this energy comes in. It feels like recent past, and it's giving me August. What has come in? This Justice card, the recalibration. The karmic energy is balancing. The lesson is ready. It's prepared. The stew's ready. The stew's ready. Gogs goes into the house to his wife that's old, and she's made the stew, and she's done her own work and her own labor. Stew's ready. There's a meeting of the hearts coming in, a very much meeting of the hearts. September coming in. This energy where love is being offered and a real appreciation of complementary aspects of something. A real appreciation of the difference between person A and person B and the appreciation of what that needs to look like. That's coming in strongly. That's huge. Now, going forward, there's a little bit of nostalgia. Okay, yeah. So we're getting this coming in here in the recent past, okay, just so you can see. What's coming in the near future? This nostalgia. This is friendship, and it doesn't feel like rose-colored glasses at all. And that would be the caution on that usually I would give, is be wary of rose-colored glasses. This feels like friendship and offering and understanding how important this is. A protected time where you understand the value of friendship in terms of relationship and in terms of romance. This is a secret that gets forgotten. What else do we need to see on this? What else does she need to know going forward? Because the outcome is the walking away from what's unfulfilling. You want more than just the shallow. Honey, I don't know if you realize, but I think what you're looking for is deeper than just a quick romance. It's deeper than just the romantic angle. You really want the partner. You really want the friendship. Not just the Twitter pated and the less than the heat in the sheets and all the fun, which is great. But you want more than that too. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more than that. We see so much focus on the other aspect of things, the heat in the sheets and the impulsivity and the romance and the sensual and sexual and fabulous aspect of all of that. But we forget when somebody really gets you, when they've got your back, you want that. There's nothing wrong with wanting that. And yes, it can happen. And yes, you can have both. And yes, you deserve both. Absolutely. Somebody that's got your back. King of Coins. This is the one that says, show me your plan and I'll back your play. He knows how to stack things over time. He knows the value of something. He's a businessman, but he also knows the value of time, energy, and resource. and he's done things and he's stable. And this is what's coming up. You want stability. You want somebody that'll back your play. You want somebody that will be protector and not a bully. You want somebody that will be a balance and not weigh you down. You don't need a parent or a person to parent. You need a partner. The universe knows they need to come with equal offering. This is huge coming up for you. What else is coming up? Now, in the hopes and fears, you worry about cool detachment. You want compassion. You worry about being too emotional, needy. Don't fix the person. Don't fix the person. Not the job to fix the person. You're dealing with yourself. You want big kahuna energy around you, and you want it to be just the right level of detached. And what else is going on? The outcome I have is the Eight of Cups, walking away from what doesn't fulfill you. What are you walking toward? Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry, I got way excited. Looky, look. Look what happened. Okay. All right. Look. There's a return to something that is fulfilling. You walked away from what isn't fulfilling, and in reverse, it comes in as a return to something that is. You know what matters to you. You know. The universe brings it in huge. What does it bring in on top of it? Oh my gosh, I can't make this up. Slow ride right here. Knight of Pentacles, the emissary, the one that is dedicated and devoted. And then here, this is the card of weddings, graduations, birth, twin flame, 1111. This is what happens when you learn to walk away from the shallows and to go towards what you really, truly deserve. Willing to walk away towards what you deserve. Yes. Exactly. When you're willing to walk away, then you return to what is fulfilling. Something that is more dedicated, more devoted, deeper for you. I love this. Anything else she needs to know? Anything else? Yeah? Okay. All right. I'm going to get a little bit of a snoop. I want to snoop just a little bit about the other person, about we're going to call them person B. Okay. A little quick snoop. Maybe a few cards here for person B. Okay. Person B has had a difficult lesson in the past recently, and when they come in, they're coming off this lesson of defeated at the battlefield. They have suffered their own defeat, and they're coming in perfectly timed. Trust the universe's timing on this. They have carried other people's burdens too, and they are learning to get their priorities together. This is really challenging and interesting. Now, let me flip this for a minute. I want to see it so it's upright for me. I want to see what is the main, what's holding that? What's the keystone there? It's that. It's about holding boundaries, learning how to defend and hold boundaries without being defensive. And what was next to it? It's work. It's the card of work. But figuring it out, figuring out the boundaries, figuring out the work. That's what's going on for them. Now, here is the card, and hopefully you can see it. I'm going to try and show it. You can see, I'm going to try and put my fingernail right underneath. There's the campground in the back. You can see the little figures. They're sitting down and having the campfire, and this one's walking away. Protecting your priorities, coming to the slate with, they know their priorities, you know yours, and you're very, very clear about these things. You're not going to fuck around for nonsense anymore. This is what's coming through. It's not playing in the shallows at all. It's figuring out, if you want to walk through this threshold, dance through this threshold, and do it in the way of twin flames, you do it with a friend, goddammit. You do it with one that you can throw up all over their shoes, all over everywhere, and they're going to help clean things up. They're going to help take care of the mess, and they're going to be there for you through thick and thin, and through the tough times, through the ugly, messy times, through the bleh, as well as the pretty. This is what's going on. Do I have a time frame on this? The time frames that come in most is the 3 months of the clarity, and it feels like it's not going to be before that things are going to shift, but during the next 3 months, this is when your mindset shifts a little bit more. You're getting, I'm getting snippier, but it's actually pickier that you're getting about who you invite in your energy, who you allow in your field. That's what I've got. All right, let me get some water. That's complete. That's gorgeous. I love that for you. We got a little bit of a snoop, and it feels like it's coming towards you so good. But all right, let me get some water. We can go to the next one. I want to just look again at this picture and describe for you what I was seeing with Gogs and Mrs. Gogs. He's usually chopping wood. He's usually out in the front yard, field, whatever it is. And he comes in through this rickety cabin, kind of not modern type of structure at all. Rickety cabin house. Comes in and there's this hearth and there's this big fire that's in that hearth. And there's this stew pot that is, it's a little bit stinky according to Nell, but it's stew. It's Mrs. Gogs putting in the labor of love and Gogs himself putting in the labor to keep things warm, to keep things going. It's both of them putting in what they can and contributing what they can in a huge way. Thank you for confirming the twin flame spirit is showing you love. Yeah, it's not just flash in the pan shit. It is deeper and going on the deeper level and being ready to play in a deeper way in that area of your life. All right, a little bit more water and then we're going. Somebody said they were surprised I could talk. Sometimes I get surprised too. Okay. All right. Okay, Kim, if you let me know who is next, we will keep on going. What do we got? Hey, John Tyler. Hi. All right. So if we can see Spirit Little after the Spirit app. Vicky. Vicky is next? Okay. Okay. And Vicky, what kind of read are you getting, hun? Thank you, Krista. Thank you. If you guys will tell Kim or Blessedly, Krista, okay? She'll keep. Mini love read for Vicky. Okay. Well, yours is coming in different. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Vicky, we're going to I think it's the Mara Luna love read for Vicky. It's person A, person B, all the way. Person A, person B, all the way. Okay, let's look what we got here. It's a little bit different. We're going to bring pillars, and then the energy between. The word old keeps coming through. Old keeps coming through. Now I'm trying to get this so you can see this. And the energy between. I'm getting the word reckoning. This is a deck. This deck, these decks are the ones I keep them in my past life cards, but old is coming through and reckoning is coming through. Person A, person B. What's the energy between? I need it in the arc. Wow. Okay. All right. Anything else in the energy right here? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right. I've got it. That's what we're looking at here. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully you can see. Person A, we are getting the Page of Coins, the Knight of Cups, and Justice on person A. This is describing somebody that's ready to be moving forward. They've got the skills. They've got the gift. They're the Batman. The Knight of Cups, they're ready to offer it. This is a person that's really ready for the scales to be balanced. Person A got the priorities straight. You can see there's a little bit of a hurriedness in their getaway, in their flight, in their leaving of a situation. An evaluation of a thing and then leaving in order to get the priority. Taking what they needed to take and moving forward. This is what's coming forward for person A. Leaving a situation that's a former situation well in the past. Well behind you is the better words. Leaving that well behind you in order to move forward and quest for the grail and go at it from the person that's more main character, more focused on what they need, honoring your own needs coming forward, honoring your own gifts coming forward, bringing forward what needs to be offered in a way that is important for you, not in the eyes or in the estimation of someone else, but you have figured it out for yourself, handling the sword of truth and bringing it forward. This feels very much like you as person A. Now, if I've got this reversed and this is them, this is person A, this is person B, but This feels like you honoring the sword of truth, honoring and holding your integrity, standing in what you need to, leaving behind what you need to leave behind, and carrying your own truths forward. After a long time evaluating what's come forward, if you want things to grow and be abundant going forward, you're having to do differently. The recognition was there. Person B, over to here. Okay, person B. The moon, a little bit of deception, smoke and mirrors, somebody that was confused, deluded, a little bit delusional, was a little bit crazy, a little bit batshit. And this is also coming through as somebody that is challenged. Now, what I'm getting is the challenges, in modern terms, we would call them when you're having challenges of the psyche, when you're having depression, or when you're having real hard time mentally in your head. You're challenged, not because there's something that's deficit or wrong, but because you've been through a struggle long enough, and the challenge to get to the clarity is coming on here. This is what's going on. There's been a challenge, and things have been fractal with the moon coming here and the 7 of Cups. Now, sometimes people would read this. Some people read this 7 of Cups as they're in their cups, alcoholic, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes this is to deal with vice, with addiction, that kind of thing. And it has created a struggle. This comes through more in a modern context to me. It's coming through as somebody that is confused, that has difficulty in focusing, difficulty in decision making, difficulty in moving forward. In other modern terms, we might put this as somebody that maybe is ADHD and a little bit scattered. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what's coming in, and that's what their challenge is. The 10 of Cups, the happy that they want to go towards, is huge. The Knight of Pentacles, wanting to be reliable and steady. The slow rider, we saw him earlier on the good Clydesdale, right? Going forth like this. This is huge, huge, huge. This is a huge gift, a huge thing. And then the 7 of Wands, figuring out the boundaries. Person B is figuring it out. They want the happy and the harmony. They don't always know the best steps to get there. The Knight of Cups doesn't always know how to do the battle either. So it's like sometimes articulating, executing, and get it done in a very specific, logical way isn't how love flows. And with person A or person B, it's not how it goes like that. It's just not how it goes. Now let's see what's coming up between you guys. All right. Down here, down here. And these cards and this energy feels like this has been something you've done before. This definitely feels like you've done this before. I have this whole, see, past life right here. This is what I have here. And that's where I keep these cards when I'm doing the bigger past life readings. But this is just love reading coming in. Person A, person B, and the energy between. And it wanted to go back to this connection that you've had before. The truth is there. The happy ever after energy is there. The sword of truth that you both understand. It's time. It's karmically time. The wheel has turned for you both. Choices need to be made. Choices need to be made. The stalemate that has been, choice needs to be made. And then here, we're having the 2 of Cups energy. Love this. This is sometimes stronger than the Lovers. It's perfect partnering, perfect pairing, that kind of energy. The loyal, the loyal, the loyal. This feels like you, the aspirational right here. It is as if these two people, this is here, this is there. This is person B right here. Knight of Pentacles becoming King of Pentacles. Person B. Huge, huge, huge energy. 2 of Cups. Queen of Cups here. Queen of Wands here, I mean. This is the one that is the fiery, dynamic. But Queen of Cups energy is coming through as well. I want to see what that's about. One more on that one, please. Why does she come through? Oh, she's had to redream it. I know the answer on that. You've had to redream it. It was delayed. It's something that was incomplete in the past. What I'm getting off this, what was incomplete in the past life for you in this situation with this person is ready to be completed. It's ready for next step. It's ready for advancement. It's ready for the Wheel of Fortune to turn on this so it moves forward. This is ready. There's a readiness where there wasn't an evenness or a balance. Like maybe you'd have a king and page type of thing, or a queen and page. It feels like there is a maturity that has come in that is more balanced now. This is the stalemate has been broken. What else is going on? Their energetic contribution needs to be even on both sides. One person didn't have it figured out, and they have learned. They have figured it out. There is somebody that has grown up, and there's a readiness to continue in this. There's also a smoke sense coming in right now. A smoked sense, like a burnt They're ready to do the work and bring something forward for both of you now. And even if it's been done before, it's coming second nature now. They were a little slower to figure this shit out. Anything else on this love? They're ready to figure it out. The detachment and the compassion that comes with the King of Cups is this balance. The drama, the up, down of the waves and the uneven emotions isn't necessary anymore. They're figuring it out. They're figuring out whether their nature is scattered or whether it's bipolar roller coaster, whatever is the challenge that has been the challenge for their psyche. They are now figuring it out. The alignment is coming. It's coming more stable. You've got the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles here coming in. It's coming in more stable. This balance is coming through with the Sword of Truth. They're coming through with the Sword of Truth. Anything else we need to know at the heart of this? Okay, I'm getting a timestamp and the Queen of Cups on this, and I'm getting 310, 310. And this is giving me 3 months teamwork, and I went immediately October, November, December. By December 10th, I don't know what's going on, but you will have moved on from this. The Queen of Cups energy will be there. That's what's going on. That's what's changing for you, and it's huge. It feels like December 10th, whatever this is about, is a time where you will have a recognition, an understanding, and a knowing how this has changed. It feels like the person A, person B needed to have a little bit of time to catch up, and you needed to wait a little bit. Krista's saying December 10th is Sagittarius. Maybe that's their sun sign. I don't know. But what I'm getting is that's what's significant. I don't always know why these dates come through. I don't know. You'll know better than I when you get there. But that's what's coming through on there. Anything else? No, there's just a meeting. These pillars are fortified, strengthened, and they're meeting. And it's like bookends to the situation. You saw how the pillar came down and then a little bit out. It's also like the bookends. A bookended situation, and it's time to move forward from there. That's what I've got on that. You'll know better than I how that applies and who that applies to. But that's what's coming through. This doesn't feel like a brand new deal at all. It feels like something that is older, and whether it's past life and you've never met them in this life, or whether it's older in this life and it's rerouting and moving forward so you can move through it. That's what's coming on. All right. Get a little bit of water, but that's complete. That's gorgeous. Yeah, and it's a match in the mirror is what I'm getting. Krista says, just in case it connects for her, that's the information. Thank you, Krista. Okay, next is Christopher Blind. How do you think Yana should do her read? As if you can just shift into those gears easy, like you're just shifting the car, putting it in second gear. Kim. All right, we'll see what we got. We'll go to the cards first because that's kind of my process. We're going to go to the cards for Krista's Blind. Go in here for sure. Oh boy, really? Okay. What is this deck for you? Holy cow. All right, anything else? Not in there. Going back, that's interesting. Okay. These aren't usually, they're Oracle deck, but I usually use them in past life. These are the Citadels, and those want to come through for you too. So, okay. All right. So, we have the Sacred Earth, the Cowgirls and Aliens, Beyond Lemuria. Oops, we don't need the Alice one. Beyond Lemuria. Put these inside for now. And then the Citadel. So, that's what we got for your cards. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we're setting up a game. Okay, I'm going to flip this. We're setting up a game. These two want to play a game. Okay. One is opposite other. That's what I'm getting. These are opposites, like north, south, opposites. Wow, look at this. Starseed and Mount Shasta coming up. Big time, big time, big time. Now you have just been to your own spiritual version of Shasta, whether it was Hebrides or wherever it was, you were there. The pilot and the cowgirl. Learning how to navigate and also learning how to grow. This is also learning how to ride, learning how to move through. This is what's coming up. Pilot and the cowgirl. I want to see what's coming up through these in between. This will be in between, and then we'll get the archetypes going. These ones are so bendy. And today with this finger, I'm feeling like a little bit clumsy, but I want to make sure I've got the right ones. There we go. That one wants to come. Wow. Wow, this one is coming through strong. Huge, huge, huge energy. Huge on that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. 2 more over here. Okay. All right. What I'm getting as we're getting through here and as we're getting through the center and magnetism is understanding that destruction and creation are 2 sides of the same coin, and that's how you get more fierce in what you're doing. Those 2 aspects are the same thing, like the sacred and the profane, 2 sides of the same coin. You're understanding how duality is necessary in order to draw towards you what you want, and it helps you get clear of things. Revision here, perception here. What you think that you're understanding, and then you go through and revise. Moderation, magnetism. Learning the balance, the 2 birds here. Now, I got the 2 birds earlier. I don't know if you were here before. I'll show you the 2 birds. This was what I got when I was doing my read earlier. Bird here. This was from Yana, and this was from Lucy when I was doing my own personal stuff earlier. And you can see bird with the little thread here, bird going for the little thread here. You can see it clearly, clearly, clearly. 2 birds are right there. Let's see what's coming through on that for you. The center and the citadel. Okay, we're going to do 1 card right here, straight up. And I'm getting this archetype under construction and under development. Let's see what's going on. The acolyte. New projects and learning. New projects and learning. The acolyte is the archetype that you're working on at the center of something. The learning, the learning, the learning. Don't be misled when you see the acolyte. You're getting student and teacher all rolled in one. You aren't just getting student, and learning. You're also learning by doing. This is student and teacher all in one. The acolyte is at the center of this. This is what's coming through. Now I need to flip these so I can see for a minute. Okay. All right. Put this to the side. Yeah, Yana will come through. It is in her eyes, it's in her eyes, in her eyes. It is in her eyes, in her eyes, in her eyes. In her eyes, in our eyes. It is in both. It is in her eyes, in our eyes. In both. Look at this, the mask reveal, the mask go. The mask go and the mask reveal. The mask reveal. What to hide, what to hide, what the mask is about. What the mask is for, what the mask is present is not who is in our eyes. It's truth. It's true comes true. You know the divine that comes within you, and the build and the build and the build and the pyramid and the build. The pyramid in the build. Yes, walk around, the deeper down, the deeper down, the deeper down. So many stairs. Don't like stairs. So many stairs and down and down and down. Hard to go down. Hard to go down. You don't like it. Nobody like a shadow. Nobody like a pain. Nobody like it. You understand. You understand the teacher. When you go through and you get to pain, you go through, and down and around and down in the pyramid, and oh, it's new, nice. Form, structure. No, quiet. Be quiet, be still, sit still. Sit still. It is very much a sit still energy. You sit still in the energy and you allow a lesson. You allow a mind to open. You sit still. Sit still in the knowledge. Then, up. Oh, I hate the stairs. Up. Oh, I hate the stairs. Stairs make my hip hurt. Stairs. Oh, hard climb. You go up these stairs, you come to the platform, and you see way out, the hanging flower, the fruit, hanging flower. You come to this in spring. No, you understand the stones, you understand the pyramid, you understand the stone place, you understand the temple, you understand the temple with you. You need to go somewhere. It's here. Up the stairs. Tired. The hips hurt. You understand. Okay. How to describe? There's some sort of like a pyramid that you've walked down and into, and you're doing shadow work. You've learned the lesson that the temple is within you and you carry it with you. You've learned your connection to that. You've also learned that you can go there whenever you want to. It's not just that you can anchor in sacred spaces. It's that your vessel, your being, your body is the anchor of the temple and the sacred spaces. This is where you do your learning. It is where you do the deep shadow work. And then she didn't like going down. Nobody likes going into their own murk, their own insecurities, their own darkness, but you go into the own darkness, and that is at contrast. You have to see, honor, you can't bypass. You have to feel and move through, and so that you may have contrast in order to move up and back into your places and spaces where the lessons are a little lighter or more of the light. This is what's going on. It's in your nature to navigate. You will go in and down through that temple purposefully, frequently as you want to. It's funny because you have a very arthritic hip. She does not like doing the stairs at all from hips. Oh my goodness. That I shouldn't laugh. That's not funny. That's painful. I'm sorry, but wow. So yeah, I'm going to show you the cards again. There's the pilot who knows how to navigate, the cowgirl who knows how to write out things, right? Knows how to write out storms. The sacred places and spaces where you get the codes and downloads. You know where you've been, you know what you're doing. This seems like it's you right here. Learning from your star stuff. So here's the lessons, here's the work in the sacred place. You've incorporated that in. It feels very much more like this now. That's what it feels like. Then in here, in the center of it, we have the center, and this one comes through very strongly as you. It's also a interesting lesson of seeing through and beyond the veil, and having a way of seeing beyond and through the veil in a different kind of way. She referenced something about ripping off the mask, and this is taking a mask. We sometimes wear masks in how we want to present, and we think that maybe hides our own insecurities, when really it's just us trying to be protective, but we know what we're doing. And when we're ready to go unmasked, unvarnished, flawed and all, like you are, blessedly flawed, you go unmasked, unvarnished, and it's really a great way because you see through the veil, you share what is real, and that's a huge deal. Huge. This is what keeps you centered and balanced. The moderation and the magnetism, this is when you balance the two birds, when you take just a little thread and move it through. If that's all you're doing enough, just with that little one thread, because you will naturally know where to go and how to flow. The perception and the revision, that's a navigational system coming in for you. You'll know how to go. You'll know when a lesson completes, and you'll know when you want to take on something new. It's like filing through an old file cabinet, flipping through, and boom, certain file kind of pops up and out, and you'll know that's what you're supposed to be learning. That's what's coming through. That's complete. That's gorgeous. Holy smokes, I love that for you. I love it. That was fantastic. Yeah. Dina, we're on the paid section of the list, so if you want to get in on the paid readings, I'm happy to do a paid reading for you. So you can get on the paid list. This is what you can do. What you just saw me do was a blind, And then if you want to ask a question, that's usually a mini or a full. Just heads up, FYI. And here's how you can pay. And at the top of the show, I usually do like a free like micro for 3 cards, and that's usually what I do. So heads up if you're new. I don't mind people not knowing. I just let you know. Kiki for a year ahead. Okay, so that's this one on the list. Whoop-de-doo. The year ahead. It's one of my favorites. And you don't ask a question on that. What comes through, comes through. We're going to get into it and go into it. Let me get some water. We're going to go into Kiki's year ahead. We're going into the witchy cards for Kiki. Now, this is a little cute deck, and I pulled it down from my shelf. You can see my shelves over there. And I pulled it down from over there, and they're right here. We're going into these ones for you. You're welcome. You are welcome, Krista. You are welcome. All right. We're going here. Thank me and Yana. Yana just nods. Very interesting. Yana's really funny. And as I'm moving around, she's like telling me something about Gogs's pipe. She thinks he has a very nice pipe. So, okay. All right. Don't know what that's about, but okay. Okay, we're going to go to Kiki's year ahead. And this is recorded, and then I upload it on the YouTube channel, which is of the same name, The Feisty Butterfly. So we're going to see what's going on. We want to go to these ones first for Kiki. So we're going to go down and see what's happening. Year ahead for Kiki. What's going on? Let's see if I can get these to shuffle. And it always seems like if I have a broken fingernail, that my shuffle is shittier than usual. So bear with me. Not too bad, but I think I want one more shuffle. Much nicer. Okay. Sorry if that was loud, folks. Okay. That's where we're at with these. And we'll put these... running out of room on the desk. Put these here for now. Put these here for now. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So what we got going on here is kind of an explosive beginning in the center of this. As long as you don't die, you're good. Yeah. As long as we're not on the other side of the daisies under the dirt, we're doing great. What we got here is the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. The reward and the thieves. This is coming in strong as the reward that's being offered and the thieves. And protecting your priorities is a huge lesson for you. Don't offer your time, your energy, your money, your rewards to those who don't appreciate it. The Eight of Cups. You're learning to walk away from something that is unfulfilling. This is the lesson. And what's coming in big, big, big. Let me see if I can get these right here so you can see. What's coming in big? High Priestess. This is the beginning. This whole year is High Priestess energy. It's going to be pretty big. It's Boaz and Joachim, strength and unity that the High Priestess sits in front of. She's at those pillars, learning wisdom and going within to learn them. Now, the High Priestess kicks in when you're about to go into inner wisdom, the inner spiritual knowledge and growth. And it takes usually a year and a half for this leveling to come through. Just because you're getting new spiritual gifts opening up doesn't mean it's all rainbows and unicorns. And it's not nearly as cute and fun as this little deck's illustrations are. No, it's not all sparkles and wonderful. You have to do the shadow work too. So if you're entering the High Priestess year, and you are, it's High Priestess and year. Easy to see. Easy to see. You are learning who to offer what. And you are learning how to protect what is sacred and valued to you. So we're going to see what else is going on. Let me give these a good shuffle, and then we're going to put them down by month. All right. There we go. Let's give these. Now, this is same deck, second deck. So if we see things duplicated either on the way here or when I go through and clarify, pay attention. It's like a bright neon sign for you, okay? It's why I bother buying duplicates. I know not everybody does it that way, but that's how I like to do it. And it really brings out so much of... it brings a lot of accent and emphasis to the reading in a profound way when you see the identical imagery. It's just amazing how often it happens. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in this. We're almost there. I've got hiccups coming through. When I get a little bit of hiccups and that I have to pay attention. There's like a stutter in what you're expressing, a hiccup, a little bit of a stutter of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to express. There's something about throat chakra that needs clearing, and what you need to express, you'll probably have to express it a few different ways in a way that is truthful to self before you can express it more to others. You've been working on releasing what isn't serving you. Yeah, you're going to be doing it for a long time. People might not understand it, but that is important for you. It's key for you, and it's what you're doing going forward. Okay, into the cards and back down again. We're going, here's September, October, November, December. December, a big month for you. January, also big. February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Okay. Okay. See what's going on in September. Woo, ha, okay. The Lovers are kicking in strong, strong, strong. Lovers kicking in here. This is about choice. Now, when we see the Lovers, it's not just about who we are choosing. It is what we are choosing in the desire of the heart. The High Priestess is here. She's not going to put up with BS. She's going to see through nonsense, and she's going to choose the heart's desire as what she is devoted to. The hopelessly devoted to somebody else won't serve you right now. The hopelessly devoted to self, and that's not being selfish. It is doing what your heart is calling you to do and making the choice rather than just having it be about who you're choosing. It's also the path you're choosing. It's a card of choice, profound, deep choice, sacred contract choice coming up in September. Let's look for a clarification on that. What's going on with the Lovers in September for her? What? Okay. All right. What we're seeing here, King of Swords. Clarifying something at the beginning of the new year. This is preparing you and it's asking you to get cold, logical, clear. Not in a bad way, not in a callous way, but not letting your emotions run away with you. Cold and clear. All right? Like clear-minded. Why? Because there's this energy of fuckery around you. There's a batshit energy. Things aren't clear and you need to go deeper, deeper, deeper. Learn to trust your intuition. You can't see what's reflected super, super clear just yet. You need to trust your intuition. And then here, the Two of Cups. You're at this place where you have the vantage point where you can see, and usually I said Two of Cups, it's Two of Wands. When you have this, you're at the vantage point. Usually it shows it at the top of the castle and they've got one wand bolted to the wall of the castle, and then the other wand is in their hand and they're holding the globe. They're trying to figure out their options, and this is figuring out baby steps and going forward. This is figuring out the big picture. This is what's going on. You are evaluating something entirely different with what it is your heart's desire wants, what it is your life path wants. This is doing with a soul contract of your own soul, your own spiritual blueprint. This is you going forward on life path with purpose. This is the deep dive that you're doing in September, and you're going to continue doing it through this month. What is my purpose? And it's not just one thing. Our soul's purpose and the path that we are on and what we're meant to be doing, we will feel pulled towards, drawn towards over and over again. And sometimes we choose outside that, and it's like, we detour ourselves and like, why didn't I learn sooner? Your soul's path is what keeps calling over and over and over, really loudly. Calling, calling, calling. You are getting really funky message about ringtone, like in the literal sense. You're getting funky message about ringtone. So when you are hearing funky ringtones, those that are not usual to you, those that have funky music that comes through, and that's the word that keeps coming through, pay attention to where you are and what's going on. When you hear that, it might be somebody else's ringtone. It might sound like strange music that is unusual to your experience, but that's asking you to pay attention to it. Okay, October, the Page of Wands, the new communication, the new desire to go forward. That is so cute. I love that. That's awesome. So she's going forward, excited to explore and adventure. She's chosen to follow the path, and she's chosen to explore, and she's really, really ready to do it. This is October. Now, November, we're getting the Death card, and people used to get freaked out about this. This is death and transformation, death and rebirth. This is caterpillar becomes butterfly. I don't think I've referenced that once today. That's unusual. But yeah, this is the stage where the caterpillar has to become the butterfly. The transformation happens. The inevitable ending happens in November. What else is going on? October, November. You need to fucking get off the battlefield because it's a waste of your time. Don't argue with small-minded shitheads is what I'm getting. Now, that's not the tarot definition by the book, but that's what I'm getting. And it comes through that strong, so you're hearing that strong word. Don't argue with small-minded shitheads. It's not going to serve to do so. people that want to squabble, that they're in the argument about being right about this, being right about that, their ego is in the way. Leave them on the battlefield. You don't have time. Life is short. Be honest in the house, life is short. Oh, life is short. You fight with these stupid, and what do you get? You get nothing. You get nothing from this stupid fight, these stupid people. Pickety, pickety, pick. Ouch, scratch, scrape, scrape. Need a band-aid. Ouch, ouch, scrape, scrape. Oh, I'm so right. Ouch, ouch. No. Get off. Get gone. Get move. Yana is telling you, you don't have time for this pettiness. You don't have time for this petty little fighting. You don't have time for this anymore. Somebody is like, bee with extra stinger. What? She's showing me like a bee that has 2 stingers. A bee with extra stinger. So there's somebody around you that's a bee with an extra stinger. If it feels like that there's somebody around you, that their ego maybe gets in the way, and you might try and explain or over-explain to this person, and some people just really don't want to get it. So if they don't want to get it, and if they're acting thick as a brick, or if they're acting like a shithead, whatever, don't waste your time there. It's time to move forward. And it feels like they're going to be in your grill a little bit in October and November. Okay, back down to the cards. And it doesn't feel, just for clarity, it doesn't feel like you go around being like an asshole on the battlefield and just looking to fight all the time. No. No, it's like sometimes there's people around us that need to be right so bad that they really want to prove this over and over. And that's kind of what they want to do. And it's like, you don't have to deal with them. You are learning to do drama-free, 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 more and more and more and more. Okay, into December we go. Now, December is right. What? Phone, come on. See if I can get this. Right there. So December, this is what comes down. The Sun, the Six of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. The King of Wands is all about ego versus leadership. He is a strong, strong leader. Really super good at leading, all right? This one's great at leading. However, sometimes his ego gets in the way. So the lesson that you got in September or October, you just kind of put that in your back pocket, and you know what strong leadership is. You know how to move forward. You know how to inspire others, and this is what you're stepping into. As the strong leader, remove the ego and just lead. Sun comes in with the happiest card in the deck, all the knowledge under the sun that you could possibly want. This is new illumination. You know 26 is going to be big for you. Six of Pentacles, the universe is giving you huge amounts of gifts. It's not about choosing who's the beggars and who you need to give to and blah, blah, blah. You share, you get more. You share, you get more. You know when to share and you do it appropriately. It's like do what you can when you can, and you know this lesson already. You're already quite good at sharing. What you could stand to do, if you so choose, is share a little bit less, share a little more intentionally. So you're not oversharing, overgiving at your own cost. When you share, you get more. You'll know you have good discernment on this. You have good leadership skills. And this is something that's coming in, and it feels like career, business, entrepreneur, all of that comes in with King of Wands energy. And this fiery stuff, there's something shifting. It's melting the snow early. Yeah. It's melting the snow early. Yana's here, and she's telling me it's melting the snow early in the winter. Yeah, it is. She's going to have to be quiet for a minute. It's melting the snow early. Your excitement about something is going to kind of shake the winter blahs off in December, and you're going to be ready to enter 2026 a little sooner than some of your friends. It feels like you are inviting the energy of 26 to come in even now, that you're inviting it in a little bit more and a little bit early. That's what it feels like is going on. Okay, we're going to go down to January and see what's going on in January. January, we have the Tower, one of my favorite cards, and nobody loves it, but I love it. It's the beautiful disaster. It's the, oh shit, oh fuck, oh no. It's the epiphany that comes through that blasts the Tower open. People fall out, and it's like, At the end of the day, your house burns down, you kick the rubble out of the way, and you move on. And you're glad that you have whatever it is that's going on for you. You've got your life. You've got this new perspective. You're moving forward. The Tower comes when we ignore something. The 10 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. 10 of Swords is the end, self-betrayal, move on. 9 is very much the epiphanies and the disruptions in the night. And often in the night, if we're feeling things, having disturbed dreams and disruptions, the epiphany, the aha, the rude awakening is trying to get there. Now, sometimes if it's external to us, say it's not to do with us on the personal level, but maybe it's our job or our work or a company. Sometimes outside of us comes this big bolt of the blue, and blows up our world, and it's like, shit. It feels like your ducks are already in a row when this happens. What I would tell you in conservative terms, have your ducks in a row. Have your oh shit fund or a little bit of savings banked aside. Have your preparation, whatever it is, in case something goes screwy. Have that ready. Have things ready for yourself. It feels like most of your ducks are in the row, but this tower has to fall. It feels external to you. It feels like something surrounding you is coming down. A way of doing a traditional structure, something coming down. And you're going to prepare for it. You're going to be prepared, and you're going to be ready to kick the rubble out of the way and move forward because your ducks are in a row here in January. You are ready for this to happen. It might be that you're sensing something that is coming to an end that's going to fall down anyway. You're already sensing it. So this is why all the ducks are in a row for you already in January. Again, it's like you're getting the references of things that you need to do to prepare and to be ready for and open up in 26 are already there for you. You're already keying into this. This High Priestess thing, this is no joke. So trust what's going on in your intuition. Big, big, big. February, the Fool, the new start. Whatever it is around you that has come down is getting a new start here. Now this feels like partially it's going to affect your world, partially it's affecting you, and you're going to be taking the leap of faith, but you've already done this. But you're going to get a deeper initiation into these waters. Yeah, okay. Swimming in the deep end is what I'm getting, you know? Okay. Okay. You know the swimming lessons you take as a little kid and you learn how to float like the pencil and you learn the starfish float, but you're not swimming. And you're sitting there floating and the swim instructor is like kind of spotting you from underneath so you don't sink, and they're telling you poke your belly out, puff up your cheeks, puff up your belly, all this stuff. You're learning to float, learning to float. That's what it feels like you're doing in this fall season. You're preparing and you're preparing and you're ready. And then pretty soon they're going to show you, okay, this is how you breathe into the water. This is how you swim. This is what's happening in December and January. In February, you're ready to swim. You figured it out. You flip over and you're swimming. All right, that's what's happening in February. Anything else for February? Ha-ha, 10 of Wands. You're setting the burden down. What are you carrying for somebody else that needs to go? You need to set this down. And this is you delegating. This is you working smarter, not harder. This is the burden that you have been carried. Needs to go down. Needs to go down. You're going to jump off the cliff, take the leap of faith, and you're going to leave the sticks behind. You're going to leave the burden behind. It's not yours to solve, all right? It's not yours to fix. And by February, the biggest love lesson that you have is set the burden down to take care of self. Anything else coming in on that? Okay. This is the Two of Cups. This is kindred spirits. This is soul tribe, soul family. This sometimes is perfect romance, perfect business partner. This is perfect opportunity. This is also perfect opportunity to meet the healer inside yourself. Very interesting. Give me a second with this. The healing of self has already begun. It's already begun. You've turned away from what's not fulfilling and you're turning towards what is. You're meeting this perfect healer aspect of self and drawing towards you more soul tribe, more soul family that understands and gets this. It feels like beyond what would be just a romantic angle of this, it is a partnering angle. I would expect a new gift coming in at this time. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. What else? What else? This feels like you're getting a spiritual gift coming in that's very complementary to what's going on with you. I want to snoop on this and get nosy because it comes in so profoundly. There's a discernment of when to charge. You couldn't figure it out and evaluate really quick, lightning quick. You're going to learn how to evaluate quick and with speed. Like the Empress, Queen of Coins, knowing self-value, knowing self-worth, evaluating, is it good for me, is it not good for me? And there's a discernment, there's a gift of discernment. It's a claircognizance, which in some ways is the trickiest of the clairs. Like if you get clairalience and you're smelling something or you're hearing lyrics drop, that's something that's pretty clear. If you're seeing something pretty clear. The clair knowing, we tend to kind of doubt ourselves and be like, is that really right? The universe is telling you, yes, you're getting claircognizance and a sense of discernment very, very strong. You'll learn to walk the way of the chiromancer at that time. Synchronicities, serendipities lining up. Boom, boom, boom. Quick, quick, quick. Quick, quick, quick. Look for things in threes. It will definitely tell you that, yeah, you've got it, you've got it, you've got it. That's coming in strong for you. That feels like what's happening in February and March. Chariot coming in. This is momentum moving forward with the balance of opposites. It's like the yin-yang It's like total opposites, balancing, contrasting energies and moving forward. This one, I often say, you don't get the horse from the glue factory that's ready to be put out to pasture, that kind of horse, with a thoroughbred and put them together and expect to move forward. No, you get equal balance and then you move forward. You don't drive your car by looking in the rear view mirror. No, you need to see what's ahead. So keep your focus, keep your ambition clear. This is will, this is desire, this is passion moving forward. And this is to do more with ambition, not to do with passion of the heart and romance. No, it's ambition, spiritual ambition and growth and momentum. That's March. Wow. April. Woo! Look, April has the duplicate that's coming in from here. February, look. When we see the duplicates, we pay attention. The universe is giving a neon sign. We see this. In February, you're learning how to discern worth, value. She's the one that knows how to turn the tumbleweed to the Christmas tree. She knows how to do it. Okay, all right. Yana has a few things to say on that. What do you want? Is when you walk through the door, you bring through the door all the energy you bring through, the knowledge you bring through, the wisdom you bring through. We don't walk through the door, Timmy little mouse, barely push a door open. Bam! You walk through a door. You walk through a door. You walk through a door. You know how to walk through a door. You walk through a door. You push it open. You know. The door ready. You don't. The little mouse squeak, squeak, squeak. You don't squeak. Push a door. Push your own damn door. What does she want with that? The squeaky little mouse is not working. The squeaky little mouse and just nudging and nudging and nudging your nose through. No. When you go in, you need to go in full on strut, chin up, tits out kind of strut. You need to know your worth and walk through the door. Your discernment is teaching you. This gift is teaching you. And it's time to move through. Chin up, tits out. Walk through proud. Standing strong. Know your value. Know your worth. Honor it. Trust yourself. This is huge coming through. In April, you really embody the Queen of Coins. Huge, huge, huge. And you teach others by example doing this. You know your worth. You know how to stack things of value. You know how to use your time in increments of value. You know how to treat yourself with more regard and more respect. And this is command. This is you commanding authority, having the command of the room, having the command and presence when you enter. This is entering the room with command. That's what's happening there. Wow. Yeah, that's what's going on and it's huge. All right. Yeah, that's okay. Now we're going to May. 8 of Pentacles. Work. And something that's coming second nature to you now is huge. A clarity and the knowing that you get over here in February and in March, it's becoming second nature more and more and more. The resources that you're stacking more and more and more. And you're taking on a new lesson here. This is interesting. It's the card of work, but there's a new lesson coming through. So something that's coming second nature, now you're layering in. It is like you've done the apprenticeship and you've got that, and now you're going on to the mastery section of this. What's going on with this? Wow. This is the sparkle and shine. And this is careful of who you give audience to. You can't be always the one making the effort. You need to allow some of it to come to you. Be careful who you give audience to. You will be attracting a lot of people and a lot of energy at this time. You are really learning how to dazzle, how to sparkle, how to polish things up, and how to shine. And this is where you really, really are in tune with what is your territory. She's the one that is very territorial of the queens. Very territorial. So what is clear to you as your territory or your part of the project or whatever it is you desire to do needs honored. June, you're getting boundaries. And also I'm bringing this in because this is Queen of Territory, Queen of Wands. What's mine is mine, right? This is being very clear about your boundaries, being very clear about what you want, and straddling both lands. Now, in typical Rider-Waite, you see this card where it's the 7 of Wands, and he is standing with one foot in one kind of a shoe on one land, and the other foot across a river on the other land in a whole different kind of shoe. Sometimes being caught on the back foot and a little bit unprepared, like, you know, when you forget and you oversleep and your alarm didn't go off and you're like, I gotta get to school, that kind of thing. And you're like all out of sorts. It's like, okay, if something's coming at you fast, you need to get into it, get clear about your boundaries and be clear. Then hold to that. Calm down, hold to that. Once you realize, you settle into your groove and then you move forward. Let's see what else is coming on. Because July, you're getting the Nine of Wands, which is the defending and defending and defending. A little bit of the Wounded Soldier, and then resilience coming through. So I want to see what's happening in June and July. There are going to be months that will test you. Ha. Queen of Cups. This is a beautiful Queen of Cups. So in this rendition, the Queen of Cups is holding the cup there, and there's this mermaid energy coming through. Wow. What I'm getting is you're going to have this pull of the tides. You're going to have this, that you want to be near the ocean a little bit more in June and July, this pull of the tides. Very, very Atlantean, Lemurian type of energy coming in, the very mermaid energy, this emotional flow that's pulling you toward it, pulling you toward it. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you found yourself doing something near the ocean at that time. It feels like June and July in 26, getting to the ocean helps you get perspective, helps you get balanced, very, very clear, very quickly about the boundaries that have been tested. You'll be clear. August, strength. Now, you're not the first person that's got the Leo card in the Leo month. Strength card. Strength used to be my least favorite card in Tower, which is usually people's least favorite that you have here in your January. You're getting strength here. Tower is one of my favorites because after the beautiful disaster, so many times in my life, has been something so, so good that comes after that. Strength card is my least favorite because it means, oh shit, I'm going to get tested again. I'm going to have to show up strong again. Oh no. But follow the gentle nudge. It really is the way that leads us most quickly, most clearly, most easily. Follow the gentle nudge. Usually you see the lady leading the lion, and here this is how they've shown it. Hopefully I've got this high enough that you can see it. But this is what it's about. It's following that gentle nudge and leading by following that versus forcing a thing. That's what's coming through. This is August. This is very, very Leo. The razzle dazzle of the Queen of Wands. She doesn't have to be on fire with her hair on fire to embody the fiery inspiration that she brings through. Fire element coming through the most strong in this of all. I know we've had a lot of coins, but fire comes through as the King of Wands in December, the Queen of Wands here in May, and then the Strength card coming here in August. It's like you're rebalancing divine masculine, divine feminine. Those are dynamics of a thing, not so much the gender assignment, but they are the divine dynamics that are in opposition that are getting recalibrated and rebalanced for you. All right, let's see what else is going on. When the time comes to take the leap of faith, which was in your February, take the leap. Take the leap, hun. It will be time. And it won't be the first time you've done it, but just trust the universe has you on this. Trust it, trust it, trust it. The universe really does have you. And the things that you are inspired to do, and the deeper you go within your soul, in the looking and in the reflective time and in the inner soul seeking, it's going to help lead you and fuel you. And that's what's going to carry you through. That's what I've got. That's super complete. That's beautiful. And this is just called the Witchy Tarot. And it is gorgeous, gorgeous. But this energy coming through, this is the name of the game. And it's going to go beyond. You're going to get your 2026 a little early. And it's going to go beyond. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Something went by and I don't know if I needed... Hey, ladies, so glad I made it. How do people know how to call and stop by when I'm live? Usually I'm on Monday and Wednesday at 11, and you can pop in and say hi. Kim is usually here. Krista's usually here. But I'm just always glad to share time with you guys when I'm doing this. Sometimes on Thursday nights, Phil and I will go on. So that's usually the times. You are so welcome, Kiki. You are so, so welcome. It's going to be a good year. And magic comes in really interesting ways, so be aware of this. Be aware of what sparkles throughout. And it's not just going to be glitter. It's going to be a little bit of flashes here, or a flash and an epiphany of knowledge. Be aware of sparkles this year. That's what I've got for you. All right, let me get some water, and we'll see if we have anybody else lined up. or if we're done for the day. Either way is just fine, but let me just get some water because the cords, the vocal cords are feeling it. Okay. All right. Okay, Gina. Gina for Cody. Okay. Am I saying Tina? Sorry. I'm shifting my phone and I'm like, that's not right. Tina for Cody. Okay. For a reading for your son you're worried about. Okay. Let me look and see if your question is here. If I need you to re-put it in the chat for the question, I'll have you put it there. But I know some of the payments won't let you put in the full question or put in very much. So hang on. Let me just see if I can get this to go. This darn fingernail being gone is just throwing me a little bit, but that's okay. That's all right. No big deal. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more specific of a question. So if you can put that in, that would be great. And we'll just do a full for your son, Cody. But if you have a specific question other than that, let me know. Right now, I'll finish this water and we'll get right in it. I got that she's concerned about him. If she doesn't want to go more specifically, that's okay. We'll just go for her concern for Cody, and he's having a tricky time right now, and we'll just go from there. If that's how you want me to do, that's how I'll do for Tina for a full. We're going to use the Light Seers deck on this one. So that's the deck that I want to use, and I've got like 4 of them, but we'll just go in and see what we want to see. He seems lost. Okay. So I've got 2 of my Light Seers decks out, and the spread that I want to do, I want to lay it out like the infinity symbol, the figure 8 on its side. I want to lay it out that way, and we'll see what's going on here. Put this here. Kind of a little bit lopsided. All right, put this one to this side, somewhere in the cards. Same deck, second deck. If we need to clarify, we'll do some more. What we're getting is the Chariot and the Fool. It's like the leap of faith that needs to be taken, and the ambition is not clear. This is coming through for Cody right here, and he's trying to figure out how to drive this cart, but his positioning is a little bit wrong. Now, this one's on the high part of the cart, and he can see the great distance, but you can't control the horses as easily from up there. This is the challenge. There might be a little bit of recklessness going on, a little bit of foolishness going on before he takes the leap, before he gets clear. It's like these horses are out of whack. One of them has a little bit of stronger pull than the other one on him. It also feels like, you know, when our kids have friends that we don't love, but they have to learn whether they're a good friend or not. It feels like that might be the case too. It feels like a little bit of the influence of a certain friend is pulling a little bit stronger than it needs to pull. And when we are learning to become our own person, whether we're becoming our own man, becoming our own woman, becoming our own person, sometimes we'll have friends who pull us a certain direction, and we don't necessarily love it as the parents, but as the person in the situation, we might understand that friend a little bit differently. Yes, okay. Sometimes we'll even have friends that are strong personalities, dominant personalities, sometimes domineering, and people will see the dynamic between the two and go, what's up with that? Like, this one's kind of maybe like a bully, or this one's kind of like a little bit of a jerk, or always bossing, but the other one's rolling with it just fine. There might be more working inside that dynamic than we can see from the outside looking in, because that has been the case for many often. And you look from the outside in and you're like a little confused on this, but there is a lesson in there going on. Okay, it's leading this way first and then coming back around. Okay, The Eight of Coins is coming through. The student is coming in on this, not just mastery and internship, but really, really studying things and going through a cycle is coming in right now. There really is studying, not knowing how to rearrange a thing. Let me put this here. Not knowing how to rearrange a thing and being at the desk even when you're not at the desk. He is learning something. Cody's learning something that is going on in a cyclical fashion, and it needs to come full circle. It needs to be able to full circle this. The Eight of Coins is definitely the card of student and master, but it needs to go full circle. Now look at where this is in the arc, and look where it is in the spread itself. You see this figure 8, it's on the upper arch. So you're going to have to wait for him to process through some of this. You've got the Eight of Coins. There needs to be representations and clarity coming through more than once. More than one source, more than one time he needs to be told a thing. Knight of Wands. The desire to push through, the impulsivity to go through, and looking for excitement. Going through something and looking for more excitement. Sometimes we find ourselves like doom scrolling, dopamine, chasing all that shit. Sometimes we're just looking for a new experience, something to be excited about. It's causing conflict, and the clarity just isn't there yet. This is a sorting out of a situation, a sorting out. Now, for you, it's going to be tough because sometimes as the moms, we think we've got the answer for our kids. Sometimes they take their time figuring it out, and we think, well, you know, like for me, sometimes I think, well, if my son would just settle down with a nice girl, you know, and I feel like my mom's coming through, and I know that when it comes through with that kind of, well, I wish he'd settle down with a nice girl, that kind of thing, I know it's out of date because it comes through in my mom's voice, comes through syrupy sweet, and it also comes through as advice that I would want to give, but might not match up with what his need is. So we need to see this in a minute. The competing ideas. He's got to let go of something that's a painful agenda and realize what he's growing into. He's coming into his own person, and this is what's coming through. Letting go of some of this mock battle and excitement in different directions and scattered thinking, all of this, letting go of this. And there's a little bit of heartache on this. Even though it's the Nine of Swords, there's a little bit of heartache too coming in. This awareness that's coming through his subconscious, through his own dream space, is coming through clearer and clearer, but it's going to take some time. King of Wands is coming out next. Now, you had the Knight here, and in between them was this, clarifying, right? He's coming to this space where the maturity is coming. It's going to take a little bit of time. There's going to be a little bit of battles of ego, a little bit of learning of what's inspiring to him and what's not. And do you even care? And sometimes there's a little bit of apathy that comes through over here on this side for him, coming through here that I don't care, I just refuse, blah, blah, blah. It is a cycle and a season. It's going to take some time to come around again. And this is part of his curriculum. You don't have all the insight for the curriculum for this kid. And maybe you would like more insight and you want to prevent your kid from going through difficulty or hard times. But it feels like on some lessons, we don't get to prevent our kids from learning the lesson. We can offer advice. We can be there for support, but they have to learn for their own selves some things. The sun's coming in. The illumination on what's gotten in his way is coming through in a big, big way. The illumination, the full knowledge and abundance and growth and readiness to do so. There's somebody that he will leave the battlefield. And this is somebody that he will outgrow and is going to outgrow a person, whether this is a friend or sometimes this will come up as a dynamic in a relationship that's a little off kilter, and they recognize, yeah, this just pain, it's always going to be a problem with this person, and your son will come to recognize this. The Tower and the Devil here. Now this is two nasty cards right in a row. Two cards. The Tower is everything goes kablooey, kablam, destroyed, and the Devil. Somebody reaching out to him, reaching out, the tempting, the addictive, the tempting, the tempting, the tempting. He's not going to go for it. The reason I'm saying this, and if we look down here, if you can see, here we've come all this way. Here's the Devil. Here's the Fool. What's he taking the leap for? The change in fortune, the wheel of fortune, and the cycle finally turns. The direction has turned. This is what's coming through. It's a little bit of tiptoeing that he is figuring out how to do to move through this. When this happens, this event, this moment, this force of unfortunate events and calamity, the beautiful disaster, it helps him see through things in a different way. It helps him see what he doesn't want. He will outgrow. It's like somebody outgrowing a vice, outgrowing an old addictive pattern, outgrowing old toxic people, and moving forward and through. This is what's coming up through here. Now, this is a shift in the fortune. It's also divine timing, divine lesson. He's taking the leap of faith, moving through this, and learning to lead for himself. When is this coming through? I'm getting March. Why the hell am I getting March? I'm getting March. Something's coming through. So part of the cycle you're going to have to be patient for. He's really going to be in this energy in March, taking his own path in March. And this is to do with lovers and choices and choosing your own path right here. Let me see if I can turn these right side up for you. But this is the Emperor. He provides and protects and sets up his own realm, his own kingdom, his own rules. He sets up what works for him. The lovers, choosing his own path here. And I'm getting March. For some reason, I'm getting March. This is something he's gone through the cycle, and he'll be well through it and done by this time. He'll be wanting to say no and like you suck and bye-bye to whatever the situation is that's difficult earlier than that. But there will be lingerings. There will be growing that still has to happen. Yeah. There's a shift in the perspective on this. Let me put this deck here. Hangman comes through. The willing suspension of time for allowing him to go through this lesson. I'm telling you, what is going on here is he needs to make his own choices. You can help steer the train of thought or steer a conversation, but you can't make him agree with what you think should happen. What you can do is teach him how to ask better questions. Teach him how to sort and decide for himself what he wants to choose going forward, and teach him that he's capable and powerful in making those decisions. This is what's going on. His perspective will shift. He will see his capacity as greater than what he's seeing it now. Right now, he's sorting, sifting, trying to figure it out. Right now, he's more like the knight than the king to come, right? Certainly more like the knight than the emperor. But this is what's coming, these choices and this choosing. It's going to be a little bit of difficult when he sees, it's like, you know, when we grow up and we see our parents for who they are as people, not just as our parent, that's a big revelation to us as a kid. When we grow up and we make friends and we finally figure out that one of our friends is kind of an ass and we don't really want to hang out with them anymore, but we don't want our parents telling us not to hang out with them anymore. Or if we grow up and we say, yeah, you know, my party days are over. I was partying and out and partying, and you know what? That's just not doing it for me anymore. There's a maturity and a seasoning that comes in its own sweet, divine timing for this kid, this person, for Cody. This is coming through in a way that it is his curriculum, his divine timing. And you trusting that is very difficult. It's very difficult when we think we've got the answer for our kid. And our kid is like not ready for it. That's what's coming through. This is the shift in perspective that happens here. We see the Knight of Pentacles coming through here. This is the slow ride. He's going to take his time to move forward. Take his time and deliberate to make the choices. Here with the Seven of Cups. Taking the time. Now the Seven of Cups, it's like some people see this and it kind of makes you think about the shell game, whatever. But he's learning to trust his own intuition and see through the smoke and mirrors and get beyond that. Learning that maybe he can't have all the cups at once, but he can have a couple of things. And he needs to choose what he wants to invest his time in. This is what's coming up. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Powerful coming through here. What we're seeing is the card of refusal and stubbornness and apathy. And I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to make a decision. On both sides of the star. He will put off making a decision for a while. He doesn't want to get it wrong. He's not going to get it wrong. He needs to have permission to go for his own dreams, pursue what is his own true north, and to reestablish the connection to the divine. You just want him safe. Well, that's of course. You just want him safe. And we can't keep them safe all the time. And we try to protect. He's going to have to make his own decision and figure out what he wants to say no to. And he is figuring that out. Both sides of this, so that is strong. It's going to take a little bit of moody, broody time, and it's going to test your patience more than you think here. He will come to the completion of this cycle going forward. I want to see what's going on this way between these three, okay? All right. So let's see what's going on with that. Okay. The star, the moody, broody, pouting, the coming around again, finally seeing what's in this pot over here and able to move through. What's going to open that up for him? Okay, I love this. I love this. I love this. This one makes me thrilled. This is mama. This is mom's wisdom. This is mom sparkling. This is knowing yourself, knowing your self-worth, knowing how to be practical and turn the Christmas tree from the tumbleweed to the Christmas tree, knowing what's in the pantry and exactly what you've got, being practical with your coins, all of this. This is mama with the money, and this is what he's learning. This is heading towards that. Let me see if I can get this. This is heading towards that after a little bit of self-sabotage, after a little bit of having kind of screwy priorities and feeling like a little bit of a ripoff over from this side. He might feel like he wasted some time or wished he did a little bit different. You might see it ahead of that, but just love and support the best you can. He's going to know that he has to prioritize and he doesn't need to be the thief to himself. The King of Cups is here, and it doesn't have to be extreme thinking anymore. It can be more balanced than that. King of Cups right here. This is the one that calms down, keeps calm, carries on, and learns how to master the waves. Big Kahuna knows how to surf them really, really well. What else is going on in here? Okay, I'm asking if we could get a hack, or like kids call it in gaming world, whatever they'll call it, like a cheat code. If we could get a hack for Cody, a hack that you might be able to offer as a mom or help see and help him see more clearly. If we could get a hack for a spiritual lesson or for a helpful lesson for him, what will we be seeing for him? Ha, 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 ha. Okay. The Queen of Wands in this deck, she is the one that is inspiring and fiery and knows, but she also has to learn the lesson of balance. This is learning to balance at the core. This is when things are unsteady, unstable. This is balancing resources, trading time for money, balancing gas and groceries. It's balance. It's a lesson of balance. It's not just being territorial or going after the sparkly, sparkly, shiny. It's learning the balance. There is enough there, but it's a balancing thing. The hack and the cheat code, so to say, is learning balance and to define your own territory at the same time. This is what he's got to do, what he gets to do, what he learns to do, and how you can help him. How you can help him figure out is you can ask him, well, what's important to you right now, son? And why puts people on the defensive? Don't ask why, but if you can get to the heart of the matter, what's at the heart of it is a better way to ask that than asking why, because why gets people so damn defensive. But what's at the heart of this? What's important to you, son? What do you really want to see here? The thoughtful questions, when they're posed from a way of neutral, will get him defining his own territory quicker, and it will help him figure out what he wants to bring into balance for his world. Some of this he has to experience. Some of this he has to outgrow and recognize him for himself. It's knowledge he has to arrive at for himself that's coming through. You can help him, but he will figure it out. He will get the momentum, and he will have this figured out. It's just going to be a little bit of a patience test for you. Anything else for you at this time? We're going to bring out the third deck for you. What do you need to know as mama? What do you need to know to help your son right now? I'm getting 5, so we're just going to do a line of 5. You've seen these cards already with these others. We're going to go into this. So I have the blue edge, the yellow edge. Now we're going to the red edge for mama. What does she need to know right now? Okay. What I'm getting is allow him his pain. If he's there, allow him the pain. You can comfort, but you can't fix. You plant the seeds, you help him evaluate, plant seeds that he wants to grow. When the pain is sharper, there's anxiety or the thoughts are tricky. When there's mental disruption in the night, ask him to look at his dreams. Ask him to look at his own subconscious. Ask him to look at things from a more spiritual side without being up in his face about, well, what spiritual lesson did you have in your dreams last night? Ask him questions. Let him verbalize, because instead of telling him, you're leading him to think his own thoughts about a situation. This is important. King of Swords, sharpen his own mind. This is what you can do. Lead him to logic instead of anxiety and stress and worry. Let him see the logic. Instead of catastrophizing about something, let him see what's logic. The Hierophant, the higher wisdom will come through. Give him the keys of wisdom without teaching. Just give him the keys of wisdom. Show him by example. Yes, this one usually gives the keys of wisdom, but if it's usually shown with the monk and then the two young, it's the priest and the two young monks there, and the priest is giving the keys to the kingdom to the two young monks. He's not going to spout scripture at them. If he's giving him the keys, he's giving him the keys. You're giving him the wisdom by how you teach, how you conduct, and how you lead by example here. And this is what allows this to happen. And allow him to be at the stage that he's at. Allow him to be the knight right now. This came up in his as well. Remember, it was here. And then you have the Nine of Swords that kicked out there. And then you also had the King coming in. This is what came in for him. So allow him to have his process. This is a lesson for you every bit as much as it is a lesson for him. So as much as we want to keep them safe and prevent them from any mistakes or harmful situations, offer what you can. Keep an open line of communication for him. Absolutely. Keep your heart for him and let him learn to see things for himself. Let him learn to process, because you're not telling him. You're asking him questions and keeping that line of communication open. That's what I've got. That feels complete. I hope that was helpful. I hope so. It feels like he is going or on the path of a change that he doesn't even know. Am I doing more readings? Emily, I can do. I can do. We've been going for a while. I'll be on also Wednesday at 11, but, you know, I can do. You are so welcome, Tina. You are so welcome. I hope that helps. How do you pay? Annalise, let me show you guys. This is how you pay. Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. It's at A Feisty Butterfly, or Cash App is $THE The Feisty Butterfly. PayPal, afeistybutterfly@gmail.com. I think PayPal comes up with my husband Phil's name on it. He's here on the evening show sometimes. But if you see the name Phil, that's my hubby. And so it's on one of them, and I think it's on the PayPal. So it does. Kim says it does. Okay, Kim helps me keep my head on straight. So if you pay for a read, just make your payment, let Kim know. I'm going to get a little bit of water or Gatorade or whatever, and we'll keep going. And I found, you guys know, this is my... If you sing a lot or if you've done a lot of voice, this is gold. And it is so nasty. But I'm going to do a little bit of that after some Gatorade, because it just makes me make the ugliest faces. It's like... But it is great for the vocal cords. So we'll do that. Oh my goodness. Sounds like the lawn people are outside too. So we're just going to let them do their thing. Man, I need another tray for my cards. Good gravy. Good gravy. Yeah, like, look, guys. This is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Okay, we're just going to let it be how it's going to be for right now. And I guess we'll see what we can stack over here. This can go here. This can go here for now. I guess that's where they'll go. Okay. This could be a mess to clean up, but okay. All right. Let me do this. Just 1 second. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. That is kind of a blah. Emily, you wanted to know how and when we can expect to be on better terms with your ex-cop. Okay. Okay. Emily and Annalise. So, okay. All right. Okay, let me just see. I don't know which one came through first on those, so I try to keep it in order of how they come through, but sometimes it's a little trickier to tell. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, we're going to do Emily and then Annalise, because that's the order that it looks like it came in. And so we're going to go through that one, and then we're going to do Emily's and then Annalise. Okay. You know what? We're going to do also the Dream Within a Dream on this one. I think that's these ones here. And I've got 3 of these, but... Your ex but co-parent. Thank you. Not ex but cop. Thank you. All right. So, just 1 second. Sorry about the noise outside, guys. That's just the people doing the yard. So, I want to see if I can get this. How and when can you expect to be on better terms with your ex to co-parent? What I want to look at is that, and also the ways to co-parent that will serve you best. All right. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to go traditional Celtic cross with this, okay? So that's what we're going to do here. Traditional Celtic cross for you. Okay. Whoa. Hello. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, sweetie. We're in it. We are in it. Okay. Understand who you're dealing with is what I'm getting. What I'm getting is know the devil you're dealing with. You had this person in your life. They're an ex now, but you know how they operate. The Knight of Wands wants to charge forward. What's crossing the Knight of Wands? The devil. Somebody that know the devil you're dealing with. Know their nature. Understand their nature. You are charging forward. You know what will trigger them. You know what will set them off. You know how to outmaneuver and out-navigate them. But they also know how to piss you off. And what's coming through is their nature to piss you off and their desire to get the better of you, win, 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 that kind of thing. It's going to throw you for a loop if you allow it. You don't have to allow that. Seven of Coins is coming in, and Seven of Coins is bringing up this need to evaluate subconsciously. The Hangman above it consciously is saying you've made a willing sacrifice. There's purpose in this, whether it feels that way or not. There's purpose in this. You guys have a kid together. You're figuring it out. There's a willing sacrifice made, and you're reevaluating. So shift your perception. It's not about power struggles that this one will want you to do. And it's not about who gets it first or who gets it more. That's it. That's just tug-of-war games that don't need to be played. In the recent past, there has been a way of moving something forward. The manipulation comes forward with the Magician too. If you know how a trick is done, if you know what somebody is likely to do, you also know how to do the trick yourself. What's coming through here is outmaneuver the fucker. That's what's coming through. You know how to outmaneuver. It's like when we're working with our kids and they need to get dressed for the day and they're being defiant and we tell them, okay, you need to put on a shirt. You need to put on a shirt. You need to put on a shirt. And the kid's like not going to do it no matter what you say. It's different than when you say, hey, do you want to wear the red shirt or the blue shirt? You're giving them a sense of power, even though they're ultimately going to be wearing the shirt no matter what. But you're giving them choices and options. Yeah, I'm also getting the negotiation. The negotiation is part of the fun for this one. So expect that that's going to be part of it. Expect that that's going to be... This one always wants to feel like he's gotten something and he's gotten the upper hand. So always find a way to outmaneuver by understanding what you're negotiating before you go in. Yeah, that's coming through very strongly. What else is going on? There's a Six of Wands. There is a victory on this in the recent past. There's a Six of Wands. There's clarity on this. You know how to do this. It needs to feel even and balanced. And what I'm getting, and I don't know why I'm getting this, but if he is lifted up and recognized, and hey, thanks for helping with this. If you're giving praise or gratitude or kind of stroking the ego a little bit, it works well with this person. And most of us don't mind somebody saying thank you. Most of us like being appreciated. And it's really hard to do when somebody is to the point that they're an ex and proven themselves as an asshole of some sort or another. But it feels like you know how to work this. You know how to do this. You can do this. And instead of power struggle, put forward the peace that you want to create. This is huge for you. Now going forward, the Two of Wands, having the world in your hands and making the choices for the bigger picture. This is what it is. There's not going to be progress instant overnight. All of a sudden he's super cooperative, super cooperative. What you are learning is a new way of dealing with him. And so it forces a new dynamic to be forged and created when you change how you deal with him. It doesn't mean he gets his way all the time. It doesn't mean you give in to him all the time. What it means is you learn how to offer more peaceful things, offer more agreement, offer a better, bigger picture solution. And that's going to help you move forward. Is seeing it from a different perspective while outmaneuvering him. That's what's coming up. All right, now, Ten of Wands, burdened by something. Don't let your stubbornness get in your way. We all have some stubbornness in us. But don't let your specific stubbornness get in your way. Learn to use what it is that you want to. If you want to sink your teeth in for something, there's usually a reason. So what's underneath that? Look at what that is. And it's not usually that one way or the other is the end of the world in a given situation. Usually it's that a happy medium can be found, but it's tricky because sometimes it feels like the battle is more important than the outcome. And this is where you're learning the outcome needs to be right, not the battle. Now, these want to come forward on this, so we're going to take a look at these. What we've got is Queen of Cups, Nine of Coins. You sitting pretty is going to piss him off. You being in your own power is going to piss him off. That doesn't mean that you don't get to be sitting pretty financially. It doesn't mean you don't get to have help. It doesn't mean that you aren't doing well independently. But you're getting the bigger picture again. Now, this was here in the near future, and it's coming in echoed right here in the now, in the position of now with the sun. What it is when you do the big picture thinking, this is what saves your kids' bacon is what I'm getting. This is what saves your sanity, but saves your kids' bacon. When you can take emotion out of the interchange or the exchange or the conversation, when you take emotion out of it and just get clear, congenial, civil, clear about what you want to accomplish, what you want to achieve, that's the easier way to get them on the same page with you in order to move forward. Two of Coins here. There's a balance that's being struck and coming forward. It's a balance. It's a balance. A balance of resources. It doesn't have to be exactly even all the time. That's coming through. What else is coming through on that? What's coming through on that? Because we've got this balance thing, and usually when this is in a reading and it's personal reading, it's trying to figure out how you're going to use your resources for gas or groceries, whatever. It's this balance that needs to be created within you first. Then you can balance what's going on with the external, with the ex and with the co-parenting thing. The balance is what you strike for within you first. The realizing that he's going to want to negotiate, he's going to want a power struggle, he's going to want to control all of this with this devil. Know who you're dealing with, and then know how to strike balance. And one of the main ways you can strike balance with him is letting him think he won. It doesn't mean letting him win, but letting him think he won. Now, this is a different thing. It's a little bit of a different dynamic. And it might sound like a little bit of being a little bit manipulative. No, you are bargaining. Like if you were to go in, yeah, okay, Yana's giving me the car dealer. She's showing me a picture of the car dealer, the car dealer, the car dealer. She keeps putting this picture in front of me of the car dealer. People go in to buy a car. They know what they want to do. They know exactly how much they can afford to spend, and they know what's going to be too much. This is how you view this in negotiations with him. View with him like he's a car dealer, and you know exactly how much you're willing to give, how much you're willing to compromise, where the negotiation is before you even set foot on the lot, before you even engage with this person. Think of it from those terms. That's going to be helpful, and that helps you get the balance, helps you get centered beforehand. Anything else on that? Knight of Wands coming through. This is you. You are actually the one with the power to charge forward. This is what was here before, right in the center. You need to charge forward. You want to charge forward, and sometimes impatience will get the better of you. So if you need to rein it in, rein it in. Don't be bull in the china shop. Don't let your fire burn everything down. You know how to balance. You know how to balance. You know how to do this, honey. I get so bossy at you. You know I do. But you know how to do this. You really, really do. So when you feel like this desire to push forward and this, when you feel this, rein it in. Consolidate what is your power, what is your fire, what is your energy. Be very clear. Let the fire and the inspiration work for you. Outmaneuver this guy. You know how to do this. Okay. What's in the hopes and fears? The Four of Cups. The refusal, the rejection, and there's still sting there. Don't let that get in the way. And if he's refusing an idea or a suggestion, it probably isn't as personal. He just wants control. But if he's getting petty or whatever, and you're feeling that sting of rejection or refusal, step back a minute. You don't have to answer what it is right then and there. You can say, okay, let me think on this for a while. You can flip this refusal into something. You're not going to make a decision on his terms right in that particular moment. You're going to take your time, think about it, go within, balance, and then you're going to bring forward a new offer or the offer that suits, that's better. And what comes at the end of this? Five of Swords. This is saying get off the battlefield. Whenever you go on the battlefield with this one, you're going to get defeat. When you go for a point of compromise, and think of him like the stereotype of a sleazy car dealer. And if you know car dealers, no offense. But think of him on those terms, and you'll be able to negotiate better. When you're not on the battlefield, when you just know what you're looking for, the attributes. If you were going into the car dealer, you would know what year, what make and model you wanted, the gas mileage you needed to get. You would know if the engine needed to be running well, and you would know all kinds of things that were in your curriculum, in your requirement for this to move forward. Yeah, you would know this list of things that you wanted. So before you engage with this person, know what it is you want as outcomes and have it plan A, B, and C lined up in your mind ahead. It will help you in the negotiation. It will help you get more of what you want. And also know that it's not about winning the battle. It's about the bigger picture, about winning the war. Anything else on this? Okay, all right. This is a little bit of an interesting outcome. So you have the Five of Swords as the battlefield. Then you have the Nine of Swords, the anxiety and stress. Don't let him get in your head so much, sweetie. You be in control of your mind. Don't worry so much. You're doing the best you can. Trust the universe has you. The universe has the whole situation, even if it doesn't look exactly how you expect it to. Queen of Wands comes through. You're territorial and protective, and that's maybe part of who you are. It's part of who you are as a mama. It's part of who you are as a person. It's part of who you are as dealing with people and with their kids. This is what needs to happen. You know what you can defend, what your territory is, and then you need to sit still and let things kind of unfold a bit and then move forward. The Emperor. You've got the Queen of Wands, who's the fiery queen, the Emperor, who's most like the fiery king. It's almost like there's just an overload of fire, overload of this. So what's going on is this energy needs to settle down. You can have a fire serve you for a long, long time. You can cook over it, cook over it, cook over it, or it can burn down a forest and the whole house. You need to keep the flame, the fire, the heat under control. Like when you're cooking with gas, you don't need it on full blast all the time. And this is what you're learning. And with the Knight of Wands, you might have the desire to charge forward and be on full blast more of the time, but you need to pull back, let things kind of play out. Pull back, let things play out. Do what you can when you can. Offer where you can, do what you can. But also trust the universe in this, because it's bigger than just what you have the ability to see right now. The whole context of our lessons are bigger than what any one of us has. We all have like a few pieces of the puzzle, but we don't always all have the big picture. So try and think in the big picture. Try and recognize that you have a few pieces, they have a few pieces, and it's going to be okay. And then here we have the Star and the Six of Swords. This is helping somebody out of rough waters by creating more peace, leaving the choppy waters and going towards the peace. And that's really what you want. The Star card here. This is what's going on. This is the whale song that comes through. This is the song of the ancestors, the song of old, and the grand perspective of things coming through here. And this is what gets you peace. This is what helps you move forward in a different direction. This is what helps you move kids towards peace, move the situation towards peace. This is what you're learning to do. And it's not an easy thing. We all have lessons in this, but this one for you is about you learning to not charge quite so hard, but still let your inspiration lead you. Anything else? Eight of Cups. Leave what isn't fulfilling behind, and you've got to trust that you don't have to manage all of it. No, it's not for you to be the solution in every situation. Sometimes the situation you can solve, you can help, you can find the answer. And other times there's other solutions that are to be created by other people. So that's what's coming through. It's a little bit different, but that is what's coming through. Anything else? The overall situation, the knowing of the overall situation and what you need to know. We got the Ace of Coins. I just cracked as I cracked, and this is the third deck. The Ace of Coins. This is a gorgeous one. I'm going to pull this. This is what it looks like. But this is down the path, and this is like you have the idea. You are trying to keep the big picture in mind. You're trying to see what's going on and keep it balanced, and you're doing well. Better than you think. Better than you think right now. Don't let the daily grind trip you up. The reward is in how you approach this from a more peaceful place. That's what's coming through. That feels complete. That's what I've got for you, honey. I wish it was a little bit easier, but that's what I've got. That's what's coming through. I think we have Annalisa's read left, and then I'll be on at 11 on Wednesday. So I think that's, you're welcome, Emily. You are so, so welcome. Okay, so Annalisa, what is the question for you? Mini love. Okay, let me put these to the side somewhere. So running out of room on this desk. It is really crazy. This desk is ridiculously full of cards. All right. All right. I'm going to go. Whoa, put those gently so I don't knock them off. Okay. Great. Whoa. We are going to go to the Phantom for Annalise, Mini in Love. Let's see what's coming up. 1 second. Okay. See what's going on for Annalise. I don't even know if we'll need all three of these, but it feels like we need to start with the yellow one. So that's what we're going to do. Minnie and Love, what's going on? We're getting a zigzag going on for the shape of the wreath, and that's what I tend to follow first. So that's what we're going through. The shape of the, it's not like a lightning bolt zigzag. It's almost like if you turned it sideways. And it's not quite Aquarius waters, you know, the Aquarius sign that sometimes looks like a zigzag, but that's what we're getting. Rick-rack. Rick-rack, okay. I think that's a little trim that they used in the 70s. My mom might have sewn it on some things for me, but rick-rack. Annalise and Love. Okay. All right. So, put that there. What we're getting is right here. Right here. This is the way we're going. And this feels like bigger than this, even though this feels tighter. It's like if you do a zigzag on a sewing machine and you got the stitch, and sometimes it can be super, super tight, and other times it can be a little bit lighter and wider and looser. So what we've got is the Two of Pentacles, the balancing, and this feels like an insecurity that's coming through. Not sure how the balance goes, so you don't think that you have it, so it feels like lack. That's not what's going on. It's just the feeling of the moment. It's trying to recalibrate. In the Strength card and in the Temperance card, we also see this lemniscate, the figure 8 on its side. We see this. This is learning the balance, learning to go with the flow, learning to let the balance happen and go with the flow, right? This is what's going on. Here, we're seeing the Nine of Wands. There's a resilience. It is like you've been through something and gotten a little bit of a wound, but you're still standing, you're standing strong, and you need to remain standing. Understand the lesson you got. Understand the power you have to manifest something different in a new way. You got the Magician coming through and the Fool coming through. This is all about manifestation and magic and all about the new start coming through. This is huge for you. You have all the elements that you need to create what it is you desire. This is warning you a little bit about being foolhardy. The Fool comes in and it says, take the leap of faith. But this doesn't mean be foolish. It doesn't mean go crashing in. It doesn't mean fools rush in for love, and that's, sometimes you can rush in, fools rush in, and it's fabulous. More often, fools rush in, and it's a pain in the ass, and you're like, oh, that was a lesson. This is saying, if you want the magic, don't be foolish. If you want the magic, be resilient from what you've learned in the past. Now, zagging back down this way. You've got the Chariot, the Eight of Wands, and the Artist coming in. Now, this isn't in every deck. It's in the Phantom deck, right? Chariot, how do you get the balance? This is a balance thing over here. How do you get the balance to get momentum? You follow what is your ambition in the spiritual way, not just in the spiritual aspect of life, but trusting your own intuition and then balancing and recalibrating and moving forward. You don't drive forward looking in the rearview mirror. You don't drive forward by checking your side mirrors either. You drive forward by focusing on what it is you need going forward. Focusing what makes an equal and even partner. What makes for a relationship balance. That's what's going to bring you moving forward. Then you have the Eight of Wands. Things lining up, lining up. Is this a 2-week stamp? I want a clarification on that. Is this a 2-month stamp? 2-month, 2-month. You have some ducks to still get in a row yet to happen. It feels like you have about 5.5 weeks that are coming through. And from week 5 to week 7, there's going to be monumental growth and change in what you're doing and the way you're setting up your life, the way you're using your time, the way you're orchestrating things. So 5 or 7 weeks from now, we're talking mid-November, things are shifting for you. Oh, the Artist came up again. Look at this. Okay, so what came up was the King of Cups, which is the one that keeps calm and carries on. He's a big kahuna. You're not going to do the extreme thinking anymore. You're going to be compassionately detached from emotional drama. You're going to be able to use your emotions to guide and to steer rather than full pedal down or no gas at all. This is what's going on. The Artist, you're getting not just creative in the solutions that come forward, but artistic. When you take artistic license and you're doing something on a canvas, or you're sewing or knitting or whatever it is you're creating, or cooking even, you're taking artistic license. So instead of adding one ingredient, you add a little bit of a different. Instead of adding one spice, you add a bit of a different. You do it deliberately, you do it intentionally. Even if you've tried something and you've made a mistake, you're going to take license with what that mistake was and learn from it and move forward. Artistic license helps you drive forward. That's what's going on. Learning from whatever it is. Say an artist is painting on a canvas and loads their brush a little bit too heavy with paint. Paints on the canvas and it looks like splat. Well, you can sweep the paint off with your palette knife or whatever, or you can let it dry, paint over it in white and start again, or you can work that in and incorporate it. And it feels like learning the lesson of incorporation is what's going to be that. You're going to learn where things felt like splat before. You've learned how to incorporate and how to discern differently. You're selecting from a different menu. You're not going to the same places you went before. You are driving on different roads, literally. It feels like when you drive on different roads, it helps you quite a bit. Now here, going forward in the bottom of the zigzag, and we're coming through. Hopefully you can see right here. Bottom of the zigzag, going back up again. Because this was all going down, and then we got these two, right? That's the clarifier. Going back up again. We have the 10 of Pentacles. This is, how do you want to leave your mark? This is legacy, inheritance, how you leave your mark, and breakthrough energy. Now this one to me is generational breakthrough, because if you have your grandparents learning lessons, your parents learning lessons, and then you've learned a lesson, you've learned pretty clearly what you don't want to do. You've learned pretty clearly what you want to do differently. You've learned pretty clearly what works for you and what doesn't. This is huge for you. 9 of Pentacles coming in. Sitting pretty and being very independent about things. 9 of Swords. Now, these two are going to be battling for space in your brain. The independence that you feel versus the worry, worry, worry. Then you're feeling independent, worry, worry, worry. If you're sitting pretty, you send the bird out to check on things. You send things out, check on things here and there, but you have your focus on what you need to focus on over here with the Chariot. You're not checking side, looking at your side mirrors and rear-ending the car in front of you. You're keeping your focus on what you need to do for yourself, for your own soul. The Chariot is driven by 1. It feels like the more focus that you put upon yourself and your other ambitions, external to romance and love, when you are busy and you have your whole world going on, that's a lot less pressure for somebody to come in than somebody to come in and they need to suddenly be your whole world. No, you need to have it going on. You need to have your own shit going. When you have that going on and your focus is on that strongly and you're not worrying about the winds in the house and all that, that's when things happen in the most magical way. And that's what it feels like it's going towards. Now let's look back down at the cards again. Right here. We have the 7 of Swords. Cover your ass, sneaky Pete, and protect your priorities. This is huge. We've seen him a lot today. Seen him a lot today. This means leave behind what needs to be left behind and travel a little lighter. Protect your priorities. This one lives to fight another day. So don't let whatever the lesson or the pain of the past relationship or how it went before or how you thought it was supposed to go, don't let the pain of something get in your way and you're carrying everything. No, lighten up the baggage a bit. Here, we have the Lovers, the 7 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. Okay, the Lovers, and I'm going to try and be decent about it. The Lovers, this is choosing the new path, the Heart's Desire, the choice of Heart's Desire, the 7 of Wands. This is defending the boundaries and being very clear about it. And then we've got, so I'm going to see if I can put this here so you can see it. It's kind of screwy, but you'll know why. I don't want to have TikTok having issues. The Lovers, the 7 of Wands, and then the 7 of Cups. The boundaries need to be clear here, and the pie in the sky thinking and the opium haze and delusion and confusion, that needs to be out the window. You're going to be more clear because of your boundaries. I want a little bit of clarifier becoming of this. And again, we're getting that 7-week mark coming in where this clarification comes in. We got the 8-week stamp up here. The 7-week mark, you're going to be really clear. Between the 5 and 7 weeks from now, really, really clear. You need to get clear about what it is you want from a relationship and what you bring to the table. Not because it's not what you bring to the table and you're supposed to be like holding yourself against some crazy measuring stick, whatever. But you need to know what it is you bring to the table. You need to know the assets that you bring forward and the nature of the relationship you want. And don't settle for what's bullshit. Knight of Pentacles coming through. Allow it to be slow. Allow things to go slow. This one comes through finally. Now, this is very, very earth energy. So it could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But slow rider, take it easy energy. This is really, really one that ultimately becomes the King of Pentacles. It ultimately becomes super, super devoted. This one is steady. It might not be flash in the pan exciting, but steady, reliable, really, really strong-hearted. Anything else? Okay, and on this one, it's almost like this one, usually you see them facing out. It's almost like this one has seen what's out there in the bigger picture and is about ready to go down and take first steps. What else on this? Queen of Pentacles. This is what you need to be. This is reflect on yourself as the Queen of Pentacles. Take care of yourself, honor yourself, do the lessons of self-care, self-worth, all that stuff. You hear me preach it all the time. Do that. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She knows what she brings to the table. She knows how worthy she is, and she doesn't worry about not enoughness. She doesn't worry about less than. She doesn't worry about presenting perfectly. She is who she is, and she honors it, and it adds value wherever she goes. And this is what's coming through. That's what's coming through. It feels like this person might be a little bit less experienced in relationships than you are when they come forward. But that's what, feeling like it's coming forward. Now, if you get a combination that's really, really a good combination, like my husband and I, we're both Virgos, and it's a really great combination. If you get a great, really grounded combination, it's going to work really, really well for you. And it feels like that's what's going on. Anything else she needs to know? The Artist comes through. Artist came through. Let's go to the blue. We've used the yellow, we've used the orange. We're going to go to the blue deck now because I've got the edges different. That's why I like to do them that way. Phil thinks that's silly, but that's how it goes. What else? It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. This is the card of swing. Like swing. This is the most phallic of the cards, the Ace of Wands. It feels like you have to get through September's energy first, and then you move forward. That's when new starts, new beginnings, new passions come in. That's what I've got. That feels very complete. That's what I've got for you, honey. That's fantastic. I love that for you. Super excited. So that's what I've got. It looks like be aware of what it is you want. Be aware of the 5 to 7 week mark. Be aware and be choosy. There's nothing wrong with being choosy, but that's what I've got. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So good luck on that. I think we're done for today, guys. I think we're done. I will see you on Wednesday at 11. If you guys want to come back in, say hi, all that jazz, see what's cooking, see what's rocking and rolling. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for being with me, guys. I love, 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 love tarot. Love it. Love doing this. And I hope you guys just have the best day. All right. Take care, everyone. We will see you later. We'll talk to you later. Mwah. Bye.